That shit funny though. All right, y'all. Welcome back to Earn and Rep. This is our 10th episode. This is with a special guest too, my boy Ryan Crumpet, my boy a legend. All right. I mean, quick couple accolades like off the top. I mean, he is the creator of this team right here, Shadow, the Discord name of our Shadow fam. Everything reppin' Shadow. My boy right here created everything, all of the work through the years. Man, it was good times. That's like the big accolade to me is just the head runner of that. But I mean, you could talk about yourself. I'll give you the floor real quick.
I mean, I did it off of you guys. I mean, I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to make that team or not, but when everybody else was willing to put in the work, I mean, I was able to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, if anyone's down with it, I always do something. Like I'm never going to back off and fall off. I mean, I guess to talk about myself, I mean, I stream a little. I do a little streaming. I'm in the middle of a rebranding with a new logo, but it's Shadow Monk 117 on Twitch.tv. That's where I'm at.
Yep. All the links will be in the description as well.
Yeah, I mean, I just pretty much my life in the fall is football and work. So that's where we are.
Yeah. So you guys already know the people above us. This is the boy Adrian. That's the boy Seth. But yeah. So everybody knows each other here too, which is awesome. We all really like met each other. Well, we didn't all meet each other through dodgeball, but like all of us met like Ryan through dodgeball in a sense. And so if anybody was wondering what we were talking about with the Shadow fam, the Shadow team, everything, it all got created through our dodgeball team. And you know that's a thing like in itself, and we'll get to that, you know. But you know, we'll talk about the things that have happened really recently. Yesterday was the Ohio State and Bama game, right? That was yesterday.
Sure. That was last night.
Yeah, let's talk about that first. Let's talk about that because that was yesterday. To clarify, okay, because I am the least seasoned person in football, like talk in here, so I probably won't talk that much through that. All I'm gonna say is, give me that money, Seth. That boy made a bet on episode, I believe it was 9. Shit fell through, you know what I mean? But it's all good. You know, sometimes it happens. You know, he sent it through Cash App. You know,
second quarter, baby.
Second quarter.
Everything fell apart.
That was unlucky.
I called him. I was like, look, we're losing, bro. We're already down 2. You want it now? He was like, fuck it. I was like, all right, bet.
But yeah, so I'll let somebody take the reins on this.
I think Seth's the Ohio State fan. I think he takes it.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, bet. So I mean, if you didn't watch the game, if you did, they beat us 52 to what? 28.
24.
24. Even worse. We suck.
Oh.
The biggest thing that we couldn't do is we could not stop Najee Harris. We could not stop Najee Harris. If we could have stopped him and held him to 2 less touchdowns and a Slim Reaper to a touchdown less, we would have been fine. But we were blowing coverage. We just weren't playing like we wanted to win. They didn't care. Justin Fields came out sloppy. He looked tired. That boy hurting. That hit to the ribs really had him stuck.
Oh man,
so
that thing.
I was gonna say he still has his broken ribs, and you know it.
100%. He wasn't throwing the ball. He had 190 total yards through the air and 2 touchdowns. The Slim Reaper had 215 and 3. Come on, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But
for anybody that's wondering, real quick, I don't mean to cut you off, Ryan, but for anybody wondering, when Seth is referring to Slim Reaper, he's referring to Devonta Smith. For anybody wondering, not everybody's gonna know what
Heisman Trophy winner.
Yes, he won the Heisman. But go ahead.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the biggest thing that also killed Ohio State. I mean, Master Teague stepped in, but losing Sermon was a huge loss. I mean, he did so much in the Big Ten championship and throughout that Clemson game. I mean,
but
he was a big key.
You can't base that on one player. He couldn't. There's no way he's getting 25, 26 points alone.
But
you know what I mean?
He opens up that defense to have to. You guys turned one-dimensional the second he got hurt. You know, Master Teague is nowhere near the running back of Trey Sermon. I mean, with Sermon, he's they're gonna have to pay attention to the run, and the pass will open up. When he went down, the pass, it was the only thing you guys did, and they just shut it down.
Yeah, they played a 10 out of 10 better game than we did on both sides of the ball. Even with players that got hurt on their squad and our squad, they still just showed up and they wanted it more than we did.
Yeah. I will say the difference between that Alabama game and that Clemson game for you guys was the fire that was lit on you guys when Dabo ranked you guys at 11. You guys went in there with a chip on your shoulder, like a reason to play, and the Alabama team just did not trash talk you guys.
Yeah,
So
they
you guys
let their
didn't
actions speak for themselves.
Right. So you guys had more of a fighter's mindset, like we're going to prove everybody wrong when Dabo came out and made that ranking for you guys.
Yeah. And the fact that Justin Fields didn't have broken ribs and we had a 5-star running back.
Not only that, when you're playing, go Seth.
Well, I was gonna say we didn't have when we had a unhurt quarterback and a good running back, but no, we had a hurt quarterback and the Eddie Lacy of college in the backfield. It's just.
I mean, as a Georgia fan, 9 times out of 10 we play Alabama in the SEC championship. We don't ever fucking win it, but it is what it is. You have to play 4 perfect quarters of football to beat Bama. Nick Saban is too good of a coach. He brings too much talent to that team. They're just an all-around great football team, and you have to play perfect to beat them. If you do not, you could play a perfect 3 quarters. That 4th quarter, you fuck up, you're losing that game.
Yep. No, absolutely.
On top of that,
good coach.
Nick Saban's halftime adjustments are fucking unreal. Anytime we play Bama, we're always winning in the first half. We go to halftime, bro, we come out and we get our dick beat in. It is ridiculous. Anyway.
You know what coach that sounds like?
Who?
Sounds like Bill Belichick. And they're both considered the best.
Speaking of Bill Belichick, he just turned down the Presidential Medal of Honor.
Medal
of Freedom. Sorry, Medal of Freedom, not Medal of Honor.
And to go off of what Adrian said, me being a Notre Dame fan, I can console with Seth so much for that loss because I felt it the week before. With me being a Notre Dame fan, I mean, they just slaughtered us. I mean, hell, you're just complaining about the running back. Our cornerback wasn't even bent over. 6'2" cornerback. He just jumped over him. Yeah, he wasn't even bent over. He jumped over a full 6-foot guy. Like,
do you know why? Do you know why he did that though?
Oh, yeah,
because he could.
Because one of his idols told him to hurdle somebody that game. Shout out Adrian for that info.
To hurdle a standing upright 6'2" player. I mean, that is awful.
Dude, that's Derrick Henry. Like literally, that Najee is so much just like Derrick Henry. He just doesn't have the build. He's not fucking 6'5", 280 muscle. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to motion on to the Browns and
real quick, actually, before we go there, how you were talking about Justin Fields with his broken ribs. We had another targeting call last night, and I would like your guys' opinion on it.
Yeah.
Can somebody rewind it to me so I can visually picture it?
Their tight end ran a post, and he caught the ball, and as soon as he looked up, he just got popped.
Who's tight end? Just because.
Ohio State.
Ruckert.
Yeah.
But I do think that's targeting though.
Helmet's contact. I mean, it's
and not even just helmet. He went like this, and then it was just head on.
Yeah.
Like as soon as he caught the ball like this, he went like this and didn't even take a step. He went like this and then blew him up. So
once your head's down, it's considered targeting. If you're
it's hard to give an opinion because if you know anything about the sport and if you're talking about literal rules, of course it is targeting.
Yeah.
We also hit it on the last episode. I don't know. I'm curious to see if you know this, Ryan. There's obviously targeting in college. Is there a targeting call? I know it's not called targeting, but is there a targeting in the NFL? We weren't sure on that one.
Yeah.
Is it called targeting?
Yeah. See, that's what I was saying.
No, I'm 90% positive it's called targeting.
Okay.
If it's not called targeting, it's called unnecessary roughness, and then they just review it whether to eject or not.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So
I
it's one
figured.
of those two choices, but I'm 90% sure it's gonna be called targeting.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, no, yeah, we could definitely talk about the Browns the winning their first playoff game since when?
1995.
Since the playoff game though, since they won it?
Since
I think
they've won a
since they
playoff game, 1995.
Okay.
18 years.
Yeah. I see. I thought that was making it to the playoffs.
It wouldn't be
2002.
18. Yeah, I
That's
was about to
18
say.
years.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
It would
You're
be a
mapping
couple.
them off.
18 years since making the playoffs.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. So since 1995, winning their first game, we'll let you take the floor, Ryan, because you are a Browns fan.
Oh dear. All right, where to start with this? I mean, we can start with I think the biggest thing for the Browns that caused them to come out how they did was Juju's comment about the Browns is the Browns, they're nameless gray faces. It's
Yeah.
the same Browns I always play.
Mhm.
And they took that as, "Oh, we're just another random team to him. We're just nobodies." And
Yeah, I mean,
I think they said we're going to show them who we are. And then Marquise and then Pouncey just set the tone for us immediately.
Yeah,
He-
and that was a big game with no no head coach. Your two best
that's
corners were
such a
out.
good game for you guys.
Your
Yeah.
offensive lineman Batonio.
Well, and we lost Conklin in the
That
middle
too.
of that game.
Yeah, it was still a great game. I was so happy the Steelers lost.
Oh,
if
you
my
have no
if my
idea.
girlfriend's watching, I apologize, but I'm
No, you
so
don't.
happy the Steelers lost.
Mhm.
But the other thing I would say is everyone's gonna go, well, this is Ben Roethlisberger's sucks. That's why he threw all those picks, but they're not going to give credit to the defensive linemen that were getting their hands up to tip that ball, or the linebackers that were tipping that ball up.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Ben threw it low, but the other players still had to be there to tip it, and the other players had to be active enough to pick it.
I got a question.
Okay.
What are you looking at on your phone, Adrian?
I was gonna fact check this real quick. The last time they won a playoff game was 1994 in the wild card against the Patriots, and the last time they made the playoffs was 2002.
Fun fact: you know who won the playoff game against the Patriots? Do you know who the Browns head coach was?
Yeah, was it
Yeah.
Bill Belichick?
It
Yeah.
was Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
With didn't he have Nick Saban on his roster too?
I believe so. Yeah, because
Mm.
then we sold our whole organization to Baltimore. To move to Baltimore.
Yeah.
Saban went somewhere else. Belichick went to the Patriots.
Wow.
No.
Browns coming back. It is crazy. My opinion on it was I thought it was a phenomenal game to watch. I think that was my favorite game I've watched this year. Honestly, super entertaining. Plus, just being like born in Cleveland, and you see that whole, just like Browns fans and how much like shit they gotta deal with to come out that perfect against that team specifically, and
Right.
especially with what Ryan is saying with what Juju brought to it, like that is like what like kind of like drove you to like fight that hard too. Is like I don't know, it was a match made for heaven, and it was a great game to watch.
Yeah, they took all that heat because we were missing guys on COVID in week 17 when we won by 2 points, 24-22.
Yeah, they
And they
just
were
swept it under the rug.
They said you're not gonna. There's no way you can even get close to us. You barely beat our backups.
Mm-hmm.
But what they didn't realize is we were missing as many, if not more, starters due to COVID. They just chose to sit theirs.
Yeah.
We got
Yeah.
people back. They got their starters back. So
Yeah.
between that and what Juju was saying, they just had a point to prove, and they took years, decades of anger and aggression out on one team.
Well, not even just Juju either, because Claypool said the Browns is the Browns.
No, that was all in
Juju.
that Browns is the Browns is all in Claypool. All in Juju's quote.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Chase Claypool said after the game
That we were
that
gonna
he
get
said, yeah, he said it's a tough loss, but they're gonna get railed anyway next week.
I mean,
That's-
and it's like I don't know. I think against the Chiefs, obviously they're a fantastic team, and you'll have to play very, very, very good.
It's kind of like
but-
playing Alabama. You gotta play perfect.
It's like, yeah, but like anything can happen in this sport, and when you have a team that is at that high of a caliber, anything can happen. You just got to win a couple more games, and it's just like, fuck, dude. Like,
So, if you guys want a fun fact about the Browns that I just found out today, looking stuff up, we are all season. And if you remember, we won the turnover differential 5-0 last night. I mean, Sunday night. They had 5 turnovers, we had 0. The Browns are now 11-0 when they win or tie the turnover battle this season. We only have 12 wins this season. So that is apparently we thrive. We thrive on momentum. If we don't have the momentum, we won't work.
that makes sense.
And the backfield duo of Nick Chubb and what's his face?
Kareem
Kareem
Hunt.
Hunt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're snapping.
They're
pretty
nice.
Um,
Nice team.
I
Can't
took
wait for that game.
what I took away, and this was my suspicion before the game even started. I said it on Friday to a coworker. On the Steelers' defense is used to mainly running backs, but other people too. When the Steelers are about to make contact, most running backs and receivers will juke out of the way. They'll try to get to the outsides of them and avoid them. This was my suspicion, and I knew it was going to happen. What really caught the Steelers' defense off guard was they turned upfield and ran at them and made contact. Like they created the contact with the defenders, like the Browns running backs, instead of trying to avoid the contact, which was catching Steelers defenders off guard because they're used to people avoiding them. Hence why Kareem Hunt hit Spillane dead on in the chest and drug him 5 yards into the end zone.
Yeah. They weren't prepared.
They're so used
They
to
sleep
people,
on their opponents. That's like what they were known for too.
They do play to their opponent. They play to the level of their opponent.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. You get that
You-
mentality. You get that type of game.
So
Yeah,
then,
Adrian?
Do you I talked to Seth about this last night a little bit. Do you think Big Ben hangs it up?
He said he doesn't want to, but I think the Steelers will give him the Troy Polamalu treatment, which if you don't know what that is, the Steelers approached Troy and said, you either retire or we trade you. And then Troy retired. So I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to force him into
Rudolph
retirement.
popped off against y'all. He played a fantastic game.
He did.
I-
But we
I-
had 0 linebackers in our game at that point. They were all COVID stuck.
True, but get that. I almost said something probably too rude, but get Ben out of that sport. He just needs to chill.
Even I've been seeing Steelers fans even say that.
yeah, Ben needs to hang it up.
And plus, after
I-
that surgery and stuff, he has to be careful. Like little boy, or big boy. He's a big boy.
Big boy Ben.
Yeah, he needs to.
Now, I've been saying for years, and this is where I stand on this. The Steelers have needed to find a replacement 2 years ago for Ben. Not drafted somebody and told Ben to get out, but talk to Ben and say, hey, this is the draft board. Who do you think is a good fit, and who will you be able to teach? And then draft him under him, and have him teach him, like the Green Bay Packers do. How they did it with Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, and how they're doing it with Aaron Rodgers and Bryce Love now. I mean, it's just how you do it.
Tony Romo and Dak, how Tony Romo was on them, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I think needs to happen. But Ben is too much of an ego that and I don't think the Steelers told Ben that they were going to draft Mason Rudolph. So I think there was instant bad blood there because Ben will not teach Rudolph anything. He won't.
Ben's a character.
I
thought it was quite funny about how when the Steelers got their first loss to the football team.
Yeah.
Everybody comes out the woodwork. Everybody comes out the woodwork. Oh, it's one loss. We're fine. We're good. We're fine. You know, it's not gonna hurt us. 11-0 to 1-5 to finish the season.
Yep.
How are you feeling now?
Your opinions. I want all 3 of your opinions. Braden might not have an opinion on this, but I'm gonna ask it anyways. Do you guys? What game did the Steelers in their season start to show downward progression, like to where they were just starting to descend into turmoil?
All year.
What game really showed it?
Definitely when they played the Ravens, third string quarterback, whole practice squad, and barely beat them.
Okay, see, I think it went earlier than that.
I
Dallas
think
Cowboys.
Yeah, when they played us, because we shouldn't have even lost that game.
And you know what game Juju started dancing on logos?
Cowboys,
Dallas
yeah, I know.
Cowboys.
Because he scored the touchdown, and he tried to, after he scored, he tried to go dance on the logo, and our entire defense just stood in front of him.
Well, he wasn't going to dance on the logo. He was going to do the TO celebration.
Yeah, I know. I heard he was going to slam the ball on it.
But
I got a
pre-game,
question.
He danced on that logo.
I got a question. So, because everything like happened how it did, I get it. But let's say they end up like blowing out the Browns, right? Or like
Which
something.
was
Right?
what everybody thought was going to happen.
I didn't think. I feel like a lot of people didn't. I
All
think
the
they thought
analysts.
it was like 55% for the Browns. I don't think people like people maybe thought it was a blowout, but I don't think a lot of people did. I thought that like a lot of people thought it would be a good game. But point being, fuck, I forgot what I was originally gonna say.
To blow out the Browns.
I don't know. I think it's not necessarily a bad thing what Juju was doing. You know what I mean? Like it could fire up teams at the same time, but it's like, dude, he proved his stuff against the Browns. Like he was the only one that like actually looked really nice. He was the only one keeping them in the game.
All right. Do you want to know why? I was about to get to this next, but we'll get into it right now. I'll ask this question first. Big Ben's yards, real or fake?
Fake as fuck.
So Juju's included in those yards. All of his yards are included. Juju had 2 catches with 28 yards in the first half. And then we played prevent defense for the second half entirely and left the first 10 yards open every single play.
Those are free yards. I mean, you're not wrong.
We said we're not giving them big plays. They're not going to score deep on us.
But
We're making
the
them
big plays, like my rebuttal would be that the big plays that was in that game, the only like the limited ones that were for them, like he still did show up. Like he was the one that was making that happen.
He was making the catches, but I'm saying his yards are fake because we were letting him catch anything short. So he had 13 catches, 156 yards or something like that. 11 catches, 156 yards. Well, if we're giving him the first 10 free, of course he's going to get at least 110 yards, at least with 11 catches. So if we get,
I don't know. I think my original like whole thing was that like him dancing and stuff, it shouldn't really be that big of a deal.
It was pissing off the other team's defenses.
This is true.
It was lighting up.
I mean, they got what they deserved, but it's like, you know, like if it worked, I mean, dope.
The biggest thing, and this is the biggest thing that took my attention was this is when I really realized it was really pissing people off against the Bills. Josh Allen's pregame rant was let them do the dancing, we'll do the talking with our football plays. And then Von Bell, after killing Juju on that catch, said, "Not on my logo." After he killed him, he looked into the camera and said that. At those 2 points, I knew, okay, it's the logo dancing that's starting to make these teams that should not really be beating the Steelers are killing them. Third string, what was it, Ryan Finley for the Bengals?
Yeah.
Also,
pretty sure.
Yeah,
so it was a third string quarterback. I mean, there's no reason that's great Steelers defense. I mean, even if you don't have Devin Bush and Bud Dupree, it's the 2 and whatever and 1 Bengals at that time. Like, there's no reason that great Steelers defense can't stop a third string quarterback. And a backup running back. Joe Mixon was out. It was Giovanni Bernard.
Oh, I thought we lost Adrian. He's here, though.
I've been looking at him freeze for the past
Yeah, I was kind of nervous.
Yeah, it's been quite laggy for the last 30 seconds, but I'm still here, believe it or not.
Alright, good.
I think the logo dancing is exactly what screwed the Steelers. The Steelers were in digression. The first 5 games they ran the football. In the first 5 games, James Conner had 2 or 3 100 rushing yard games. After week 5, they went into throwing the ball 55, 60 times instead of running the ball. That was as soon as they started doing that, they started to fall apart. You can't ask a 38-year-old quarterback, an overweight 38-year-old quarterback who just had elbow surgery, to throw the ball more than 30 times a game. And in the Browns game, no shit, he's going to have over 500 yards. He threw it 68 times.
That's stupid. That's like Madden stats.
Yeah. No, he almost hit 70. Like he was at 68 attempts passing. Yeah, you're gonna get those yards. Those are fake yards.
But at the same time, right? It's kind of like hopefully you can find the comparison, but how that's fake yards. If you could compare like targeting, right? Like it's by what I'm saying is by definition, right? Those are still real stats. You know what I mean? Like they're real yards, just like that's a real targeting call. You know what I mean? It's technically real, even though like it's like given almost. I mean, it's still yards that need to be like taken. You know what I mean?
Right. But I'm saying it was
A lot of people
less
can't do it.
less earned yards.
Yeah, they're like padding the stats. You know?
It's like a run. It's like if we'll say the Cowboys are up 40, and when the Cowboys got to 40 up, Zeke only had 40 rushing yards. Oh, but they got up 40 in the third quarter, so the fourth quarter starts and Zeke ends with 130 rushing yards, but he gets 40 attempts because they kept running the ball.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's getting to pad his stats because they didn't want to throw the ball and risk turnovers, so they just kept feeding Zeke. Like it's stuff
But
like
it
that.
comes with the game, you know?
Oh yeah, but like that's literally what this is a perfect comparison. I think Adrian and Seth will get it. What Ben did on that Sunday night game is exactly what Matthew Stafford has had to do every week in his entire career with the Lions. Being down 30, 20 or 30 points getting into the fourth quarter, and magically his passing yards go from 100 to 300 yards
Does that
because
make
he
it
has no
bad?
choice. He has no choice but to launch the ball to try to catch up.
So is he not a good quarterback?
No, I'm saying his defense gave up a lot of points. And he has no choice but to sling the ball to try to catch back up.
But you're saying they're not like, because I got to play devil's advocate, so that's all I'm doing. But it's like you're talking about fake yards, and your
Yeah.
comparison was for him struggling with his team,
Yes.
thus him having more yards.
Yeah.
So
There's
are you
a
saying
thing-
he like it's not like earned, like he shouldn't get the respect that he deserves
So-
for the stats that he has?
So the thing in fantasy, my league at least has a thing with Matthew Stafford. We don't call him Matthew Stafford. We call him Matthew Stat Padford because no matter what, at the end of the game, he will end up. He'll go. I had him this year in fantasy. He'll go from 100 yards in the middle of the third quarter to 400 by the end of the game out of nowhere with 3 garbage time touchdowns because they were down so much. To where like even no matter how hard you try, you just can't make up those points. Because your defense is not able to stop the other team. So it's forcing you to just start launching the ball. So of course you're going to get yards. It was just what happened.
I
And
feel it.
especially when the team starts to purposely play back just so you can't get a deep pass, now you're starting to get a lot of completion percentages and free yards just for that.
I feel it. I just feel
That's
like, you know,
understandable.
in putting it in a comparison of like dodgeball, for instance, for us, like I feel like it's still like if you can compare like free hits, like free outs, you know what I mean? Because you guys have 4 people and the other team has like 2 or something. Like those stats are so much easier to get, but it's like
I would compare.
I still would put it in like the respect.
With going with what you say, I'll say those free yards that I'm talking about is if you look on a stat sheet and you look and say, okay, well, this tournament, most of your catches came when the final person was making a desperate throw to just try to catch back up. So you got a free catch because it was a bad throw. And so by the end of the tournament, you have an extra 10 catches because 10 of those catches came with 1v4 situations and they're making a desperate bad throw. So he was making a desperate launches and short plays because they were free. It's like the same thing. It's when you're set up and you have no choice but to just throw it, like in dodgeball, when you just have it's you versus 5, let's say, and now
Yeah.
you have no choice but to just make a risky throw, even though you know it's a really bad idea.
Mhm.
So like that is that person catching the ball. If all of his catches came on 1v5 situations, it was easier for him because it was a bad throw most likely from the other person.
I got you. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, like, the stats are still there. It's downplaying the importance of that stat, pretty much.
Why he got those stats.
Definitely would look more into it for those type.
And then, Adrian, I talked to Seth and Braden a little bit about this. Do you think all of these antics that Juju pulled all season is going to affect his contract this year, considering this was the final year in his rookie contract?
I mean, it
Steelers
depends.
can't afford to lose him.
But do you think they don't give him as much
Because-
money for being a headache?
No, they haven't done anything this year.
Well, it's not necessarily that he's so much of a headache. I mean, I agree. I think it's disrespectful. I think it was stupid. I don't think you should have done it. I don't like Juju. I don't like the Steelers. I can't stand their fucking team. Anyway,
Yep, no. Preach it.
I don't
Fucking hater.
necessarily think it affects his contract as much, because if he can still put up numbers and still be productive for that team, then they're obviously going to stick with it. But if we're looking at the fact of like, how we were talking about, like, if we think that him dancing is affecting the team, then I could 100% see them moving on from him.
Okay, so what's the difference between the antics Antonio Brown and Bell pulled, where they were putting up numbers all the time? I mean, the season before they got rid of Bell, Bell had 400 carry attempts and led the league in rushing, but because of his antics, they got rid of him. Because of Brown
He was
being
aggressive.
One of the Brown.
Antonio Brown was
Antonio
aggressive. He had
He
like,
was putting up numbers, like Adrian said. He was putting up numbers, but they got rid of him because of his off-field antics. Juju's doing some off-field antics.
it's worse
Do
than
you think
off-field
they-
antics though.
But
He was
do you think they
aggressive.
do you think they say, get your shit together, we're trading you next year? Like they sign him on a shorter term, and then say if you keep acting this up, they get rid of him and they trade him for a good wide receiver or a good draft pick to get one?
I don't know
He
how.
is a
I don't.
good receiver.
He's not fantastic, but he's a good receiver.
He's a good receiver.
Like he would be good on a team, but I don't think that they're gonna get rid of him. I think that they might give him a shorter contract, but like I don't know how contracts go in there. But
I
like
think it's a 2-year.
I don't think he gets an extended like super long one, but I think he gets like a 2 or 3 year contract. Like that's not like unreasonable. Excuse me. He's not gonna like get off the team though.
So let me I'm gonna give you my backstory of I've never liked Juju Smith-Schuster since he got drafted. I did not
Shout
like him
out
as
the
a
social media star. I respect you, King. Keep doing your shit, man. Dance on these people's stuff. Get the hits. You know what I mean? It might. I'm not gonna lie. This is just my opinion, real quick, Ryan. I think Juju is bringing a lot of bad energy to the games for the Steelers. A lot of people are pissed about it, and that's obvious. And especially from what Ryan has said, it's giving me like an extra like sight to it. But it's like Juju is like it's more than the football for Juju. He's not only about football. You know what I mean? That's a fact.
I was about to get to that.
Yeah, he doesn't care about the sport as much as other people, and I agree with that. He's more on himself and his social media, but like, fuck it, who cares? It's Juju Smith, Fortnite. Yay, we love Fortnite, the dancer. You know what I mean? He's like the TikToker. Like, you gotta give him the respect, and then when he gets laid out, and you know it's gonna be everywhere because Juju just got hit. Like, fuck yeah, bro. I think it's needed in the sport. You need somebody to be like that, but you're totally right though. I mean, it is bringing some negative shit.
What I was gonna say is I saw him his rookie year, and I had to deal with all these Steelers fans bragging about how great Juju Smith-Schuster was in his rookie year. And they wouldn't listen to me when I said he only looks as good as he is. Because if you remember his rookie year, his rookie and his second year, his numbers were through the roof.
Yeah.
I mean, fantastic.
Oh, homie was crazy.
Brown was taking up the safety and cornerback on almost every single play back
Right.
then. So Juju was getting these second, third string cornerbacks. He's bigger than them. He's getting the easier slot routes.
Yep.
Now they wouldn't listen to me. And then last year, so I already didn't like him because of all that extra, like no one was actually paying attention to how the Steelers were playing. Then last year, there's all these videos of him on the sideline. It'll be a close game, like 13-10, or they'll be losing. And Juju will go up to someone on the bench on their team and go, hey, what are you going to do after the game tonight? I'm going to go play Fortnite. While he's either in a close game or losing the game, it's like, no, dude, you got to take this game seriously. I mean, it's if you're going to be the new face of the franchise or the new number one receiver, you cannot be doing that. You got to be taking this game seriously and not be screwing around mid-game. And then no one believed me. They all said, oh, it's just that thing. It's just, oh, he's just talking about Fortnite. Now I have everybody this year starting to agree with me, seeing that he does not care about his football as much as everybody thought he did, seeing all the TikTok dances on the field and TikTok dances in the locker room, just not really showing his care for the game. And I haven't liked him because I saw that from the beginning, but he had to do something drastic like all these dances on the logos for people to really see it.
Can I say something real quick? I think this is something that needs to be said too, because a lot of people take that moment, like those moments, I should say, differently. You know what I mean? Me and you are really similar when we get into like that like zone of like trying hard. We're super like, you need to focus, like all of this like energy needs to be put into whatever project we're doing, like whatever's happening. But there's some people that play better. They live in that moment so well that like being comfortable is like better than the mindset of being super focused. A lot of people like being in that mode of like not super trying in certain moments because it's gonna fuck you up in at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So like we don't know the guy. You know what I mean? So what I'm just saying is, because I've already agreed with you, I agree it's not all about football. Like how some people only are playing it for that sport, like their life for the sport. Like he's not like that. But some of the comments and all that type of stuff, maybe that's just how he is. You know, it's just like he's just, you know what I mean though, in that comparison, because not everybody needs to be super focused. Sometimes that fucks a lot of people up.
Back to the Browns real quick. I know we talked about it off live and all that, but Adrian was not here. Sammy Watkins. I want to talk about the Sammy Watkins tweet. It was a little one, pretty much just saying the Browns have no chance of beating us. And again, like I said earlier, the last time a wide receiver made a comment of that kind of sort, the other comment was more harsh, obviously, but does that obviously give Browns another, okay, no one's counting on us, everyone's counting us out again, and these people, the players themselves, just disrespect us, don't think we have any chance whatsoever? Does that cause them to come out and play like they did again?
I think it lights a fire. I do agree with that statement. I didn't see the tweet, so I don't know 100% what you're talking about. But I do agree. I think it lights a fire, and I think depending on the severity, I guess it depends on how fired up they'll be. But I mean, obviously, you want to be fired up to win a game, period.
Yeah.
But like, I don't want to be like a douche about it or anything. But like, historically, going off of how it is, the Browns are the Browns. They don't have much success. They don't have a big past to show for like, hey, we can go out here, we can do this, we can beat the high teams. And the Chiefs are a really good fucking team. They're a hard team to beat. But I do think the Chiefs are a little bit overhyped because I don't think their defense is as good as it's made out to be. I feel like there's a lot of holes that you can exploit in their defense. It just depends on how well you're going to be able to keep up with the shootout that is going to happen with Patrick Mahomes and that offense.
So my question is, first off, in the month of December, some into November, the Kansas City Chiefs are the worst rated red zone offense in the league. At one point, they had 7 or 8 red zone attempts and 1 touchdown in those attempts. Also, they sat their starters in week 17 while they were playing bad, and they had the bye week on the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Do they come out super rusty?
It's just, I don't know, like all those like what ifs, it's just so hard to tell because like it's not a series based thing like the playoffs for the basketball. So it's like that tweet could light up some people, but like the game is what matters the most. You know what I mean? What happens in those crucial moments. And like if I had to put money on the game, I really would put it on the Browns. I think like they are itching for something. Super Bowl win, Super Bowl not win, not making it, whatever. They already like this year they're trying to prove something, and they've already exceeded what some people want. But there's people like, I'm not a Browns fan, but I fucking want to see them go to the Super Bowl, and I want to see them win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like to me, right? They are the underdogs of the in my opinion, the sport. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
we are
they're
the Jets. Come on now.
I mean, you're damn near close to them though, so it's like it's like an underdog story, and they're living it through this season. It's a little
Yeah.
botched because of COVID, but you guys have had to deal with some of the worst of it. So it's like, to me, you guys go through the Chiefs. Absolutely nobody can say anything at that point. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like,
Oh,
fuck.
okay.
This is a historic season already, so why not get the chip too? You know?
Yeah.
I got a question for you, Ryan. I'm interested to hear your take. So I know a couple of your linemen are banged up. I don't know if you're gonna get them back for this game. I'm not too sure on that. I know how good Nick Chubb is. I had him for 4 years at Georgia. He's a phenomenal running back. He's a full, complete running back. He can do anything. He can block, he can catch, he can run. I know that. Kareem Hunt was a starting running back with the Chiefs. He fucked up. He came back. He said, I'm cool with sharing this backfield. He's a good running back as well. I know you have the run game. You're missing OBJ. He got out. He's been out for the year. I think Jarvis is an average receiver. I don't think he's anything spectacular. He's not bad, but I don't think he's like holy shit, it's Jarvis fucking Landry. Do you think Baker is going to be consistent enough to beat this team?
All right. That's where I thought you were going with that. All right. So it depends on how you look at it. If you think so, you have to look at the historic of Baker Mayfield in the NFL, his whole career. Baker Mayfield in the NFL on Thursday Night Football,
That
undefeated.
list is pretty
Monday
short
Night
though.
Football. He has 4 games on Thursday night. Undefeated on Thursday night.
My bad, he got
Lost.
4.
He's on Monday night. He's what 2-1. He lost that real close one to Lamar. Had to go take a poop.
Oh, that was
halfway
with the
through the game
Ravens.
in the Ravens. That was a real close game, but
It could have
he
been
was on
anybody.
he was on point. He was scoring the ball. The passes were there. So a great game on Monday night. Baker on primetime football is fantastic. If you remember the heartbreak last year against the Rams on Sunday Night Football, it was a 3-point game. It was really close.
I watched that
Baker
game
on
live,
primetime-
by the way.
I was there. Baker on primetime
I was
football
there.
Baker on primetime
Yeah.
football is fantastic. That is his spot. He
It's true.
loves being in the show. It's his show when he's on primetime. Now, if you look at it after week 8 this season, he has 14 touchdowns, 1 interception since week 8. The beginning of the season, a different story.
Oh, I need to
Does
cut you off
Baker-
real quick. I need to cut you off. Isn't that a direct correlation with what Juju's doing too? Though? Like he lives in that moment, you know what I mean? Because he knows mentally that there's a camera on him and that it's prime time. So that is fueling him. It's shown that is fueling him. So in theory, boom!
No, because Juju. No, because there are some primetime.
Juju's making the teams pissed. I get that part, but other than that,
there's some primetime games that Juju just doesn't have the stats. But
I'm
we're
not
gonna get back to
comparing
Brown.
his prime time.
So,
I
with
caught
Baker-
you. I caught you.
With Baker, I think with him, he's first off. If you look, I'm sorry, Seth, this is gonna sting a little bit.
Oh fuck.
In Baker's just football history. Name the first time somebody said there's no way Baker Mayfield can beat this team in prime time. Ohio State, when he planted the fucking flag. When he planted that flag on the O, that was the first time the stats all went, there's no way Baker Mayfield can beat this team. It was a Saturday night football game. He did it, planted the flag.
So
That was
would
the
you
first
like Juju if he talked his shit and proved it?
Yes. If he did all that stuff and was coming out with Stephon Diggs
But
numbers
didn't he do that his
was-
first couple of years? He did come out and prove it.
with Antonio, he was not the number 1 receiver on that team. So
I
he had
got
a lot
you.
of- He had
I'm
Antonio Brown taking. the
I'm just
corner.
trying to catch you in shits. You're good. You're good.
But I think Baker Mayfield running the underdog right now. He's riding it all the way through. He was riding it all season. He's still riding it.
yeah.
Primetime game. His second half season, I said 14 touchdowns, 1 interception. All of the last 8
Yeah.
games, well, 9 games now. I think
Definitely
he
prepared.
comes out. I don't think he's going to be the problem. I think it's going to be Tyreek Hill burning our very bad safeties. That's going to be the biggest problem for the Browns.
Can
Yeah.
I want to ask you
Right.
a question too, or everybody this opinion. I was talking to my dad on the phone a couple of days ago, and he said something that I thought was kind of silly, that I don't agree with. But with everything you're saying, I mean, it kind of leads into this. My dad is a diehard Browns fan. He thinks he said word for word that Baker is the football version of LeBron James.
Nope,
No
absolutely.
way.
I was like, that ain't there yet, my man. You ain't there.
I'm not sold on Baker at all. I'm
But
not.
I'll tell you why though. Like he's only using that comparison because how well Mayfield has shown himself while he's pushed into a corner. You know what I mean? Like that's what he said. And so and it's just right with what you're saying. You know what I mean? He actually has like every time he's been put in that spot. And you could say with the Ravens game that they definitely could have won that game like completely 50-50 shot towards the end of the game.
He doesn't hit the upright.
That and the fucking the idiot that ran in for the touchdown to give them that much time with the ball left.
That was Hunt.
Yeah, like
That was
he fucked up there, but I mean,
How do you not go score? Like in a
I
game
kn-
like that
yeah.
where it's giving you the lead, you gotta go score.
yeah, but you know you're facing like that team. It's just too much time, you know. You could literally be on the one if he just didn't reach it. And so, like,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know. I don't agree with the statement at all. But yeah, I think Mayfield shows up the most when he absolutely needs to. And as long as defense is percolating, shout out IMAV on YouTube. You know, yeah, you guys can fucking win that game. You know what I mean? And like that would be so cool. We live really close to anybody that's watching this that doesn't know who we are. We live like rather close to Cleveland, so like a lot of people, you know, like you could imagine like that we run into and stuff are just crazy diehard Cleveland fans.
I mean,
Like,
I'm
just a-
personally a season ticket holder.
There you
I
go. He goes to a bunch of
have
games.
them.
Yeah, it's so like this is a long time coming, you know, and so there's more to come. That is what's lit. But we should hop off of
Alright.
football. Fucking
Hey, real quick, before we flip over real quick. It's not
Alright,
about football.
revert
It's not about football. Hold on. It's not about football. Do you like the Indians, Ryan?
Of course, love them.
Okay, I figured.
Oh,
I
fuck. This is
don't
the
know.
first time we've had baseball talk.
I don't
Giving
know
up.
if I can be a fan anymore. I'm not even kidding. We're literally
If you're-
dishing everyone. Everyone.
Time
We're
out.
getting rid of our whole team, and we're not even
We're gonna
getting
hit
picks for it.
We're gonna hit the timeout button here. We're gonna hit the pause. Lindor wanted out last year,
I
doesn't
understand
know.
that. I understand that. Okay, what about Cookie?
and
What
we
about
have
Kluber?
you been, how long? I have a question. How long have you been an Indians fan? for?
Yes, talk your shit. Let's fucking see. Are you a CC Sabathia type of lad?
I actually have
Hold on.
a figurine in my closet.
All right, we'll talk your shit. Answer his question.
I've
How long
always
have you been an Indians fan?
when it comes to baseball, I've always been an Indians fan, but I never like as much as I love baseball. For me personally, it's hard to watch sometimes. Like I can watch the playoff baseball perfectly fine, but like if we're talking like regular season or like if I'm going to a game in person, like I can love it. I love it. It's fantastic. But like just watching a baseball game on TV is so hard for me.
Yeah, this shit's boring.
Yeah,
I agree.
The history of the Cleveland Indians has always been sell our players. We have always sold our players. We will always sell our players because our farm team is known as one of the best farm teams in the league. So we always bring up the next best rookie. Hence, when we brought Lindor up, we brought Kluber up. Everybody we bring up is one of the best. They always win an award. Jose Ramirez is our
I
one
know
of our
that
people.
dude.
I mean, so
Okay,
it's just
so-
what it is.
So you think we're
I
fine?
love Seth, bro. This
We
shit's
might
funny.
We will do what we always do.
Oh,
We had a
my
good
God.
run, and we'll have 2 years, maybe not get 500, and then we'll be right back in the playoff talk. It's exactly what's gonna happen.
Oh,
Fair enough.
shit.
Fair enough.
Nice. There we go. I used to when I lived in Cleveland, I was in the Boy Scouts, and every year we would have a sleepover at the stadium, you know,
Oh.
sleeping bags and everything, and so Yeah, they would like keep the lights on or whatever, big movie night on the huge
Ooh.
screen. And yeah, we would just bring baseballs and shit and we would just chuck them. Everybody got their mitts and stuff, you know. It was a good time. I used to be into baseball, but God, that shit boring, no cat. Oh my God, I would literally like I could go to sleep with it in the background, peaceful.
You gotta remember though, like with Adrian and I
Hey, you
Don't
cut
get me.
out. Say that again.
no, I was stuttering. We are stat whores. We love stats, and what baseball is one of the biggest
Yeah.
stat games you.
Yeah, I really like
So
watching it live if that makes any sense. Like if I'm
Oh yeah, man.
there, it doesn't even have to be like major league or whatever. Like that's fun, but I don't know.
R.I.P. Scrappers.
Playing catch, playing catch is so underrated though. With baseball mitts and a baseball, that is so underrated. That's one of the best type of like little like mini. It's not a sport, but if you guys like, I can't think of like the right word for it. But like
Activity.
it's an activity, yeah, because it's not the sport. But like just like throwing a football, throwing a baseball is so much better. You know,
Frisbee's fun.
frisbee and baseball,
it,
like
my
throw
guy.
like just actually everybody got good mitts, enjoying throwing the baseball. I think they're like just the same. I even might put the baseball above the frisbee though. And you guys know how much I like frisbee, but like, oh
You guys
man,
do any? You guys, off topic, really off topic. Do you guys do any disc golfing?
no, no, I haven't, but I love it though. I mean, I haven't done that recently at all, at all. But
I've never done it actually.
There's a couple places
I know
around
what it
here.
is.
I don't know about because of COVID and stuff, but yeah, there's a couple places and that is so much fun. But Lord, is it hard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you guys should probably talk about your game here.
Yeah.
I don't
Cool.
I don't
So
wanna give
so
you
so I'll
4 hour stream because I could just talk about stuff like that all the
Yeah,
time.
so I'll take the reins real quick. So, long story short, everybody that is watching live or watching on YouTube, that boy Adrian got a PC. Let's go, guys! A PS4 gamer for what 7 years, whatever, however long it's been out. Never touched the lick of a PC, like except for everybody's house PC that never works and stuff. Like having a first gaming PC. He just got his yesterday. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So-
he's not on it right now because he doesn't have a webcam, so he's still on his laptop, but yeah, so he got it and we got a new game called Rust. I said new game. It came out in like 2018 and everybody knows about it. It just got
New to you guys.
yeah, it's a new game for us. Yeah, so in theory, because I used to watch it, but still, it's one of those games you need to like play if you really want to like enjoy it. With the talking proximity chat. One of my favorite things that any game can add is just as simple as proximity chat. I think it adds such a layer into video games that is so needed in like this day and age. You can meet friends that you can like have for many years to come. You could make enemies at any time. Like it's a beautiful thing in video games. But yeah, I wanted to make it known, man. He got a badass PC. For the nerds, he got a 3060 Ti. He's the only person like I know in my little tiny circle with the 30 series that's gotten one. Fucking, he has an i7 8700K. He has a nice PC, and it's his first one, so he doesn't have to deal with any of that BS. Trying to upgrade in a month.
Which graphics card was it again?
3060 Ti.
I think he's got it stronger than mine.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like I'm telling you, like we did a whole mission, and I won't bore everybody with it, but we drove to Cleveland, a Micro Center, try to get him a nice PC, but because of scalpers and because of everything that's going on right now, you can't get shit. And me and Seth were up early and we were talking, and he was the one that was searching for a bunch of PCs for the legend, you know what I mean, Adrian. And so he was sending me a couple things, and none of them really like stuck out. And I found this like literal gem, like it was like listed like 14 hours ago or something like that. $1,300 for the PC, and I mean it is a lot of change, you know what I mean, but
fact that that's all it was, though.
Dude, I'm trying to tell you, bro, like that was worth it. They literally Seth. So I sent it to Seth. Seth's like, all right, I'm taking a shower and I'm going to pick this motherfucker up. And he pulled up to his crib, woke him up. They drove to Akron and picked up this PC, bro. And like he literally has a fantastic PC. He's stream ready. You know, and so like I'm really happy for him. I love how it actually worked out. Like he doesn't have like a crazy monitor right now. You know, he's still on a 75 hertz. You know, it's unfortunate, but I would like to think Ryan would agree with me that it was the better decision to not buy a cheaper PC and get you a 144 hertz monitor, because since that could always just go down in price anyways and stuff. Like
Absolutely, you definitely don't cheap out on a computer.
you got a
And once you cheap
3060, like
once you cheap out, you run into bottlenecks and you end up spending thousands more than you should.
literally I'm literally so happy, bro, because like how can you, like, I don't know, it's so hard to get, like it's not like a 3080 Titan like craziness, but it's a 3060 Titan and it's his first PC ever. You know what I mean? Like that is so cool.
Yeah, I mean,
I
my
wish I
computer-
had it.
I built it 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago now. I mean, my graphics card is still considered on the edge of being able to compete with all these new ones, but like, I mean, if I had an option to get another graphics card like that for cheap, I would.
Yeah.
I mean, I have an 1080 Ti. I mean, that's not a weak graphics card whatsoever.
Mhm. Yeah.
But there's stronger ones out there now. Mine, it's 4 years old now.
Yeah, I agree. I got the same exact one, and it's like you can tell, you know what I mean, through the years, like we're gonna have to upgrade. This
Well-
dude won't have to, you know.
The crazy thing is, ours are more expensive than what Adrian just got.
Well, that's how it go though. You know, PCs
Like,
used to be insane back in the day, and they
I mean, right now, our graphics cards are more than what I bought it at. I bought mine at $750. I bought mine when it just released. They're
Yeah.
now over 1,000, are pretty damn well close.
mm,
And all these new ones that are more powerful are like $500, $600, and it's cheaper. But
'cause
what happens?
AMD
The scalpers are buying all these new
Yeah.
cards that everyone's going, well, now you
stealing
need to
them.
get this 1080, and this 1080 is going to be more expensive.
Yep.
Because of the demand.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I had the balls to like sell mine, but I really just don't care because I love my PC, I love my graphics card, and I don't know. It was like always my dream, like when I was like a console pleb, you know, like before I graduated and stuff, like 1080 Titan, like that, like just the name of it and everything, like you just knew like that's the graphics card you need or want, at least, like definitely just want. And yeah, but I agree with you, bro. Like the 3080 Titan, that's the dude who they bought it from. He had two 3060 Titans. You know what I mean? And he had a 1080 Titan, and so like that's what he's using, and he's trying to get the 3080 Titan for his main. And they got lucky, you know. Seth, same thing. Kind of like he got a full setup for a steal, bro. A great PC. He can stream on it. He can stream Warzone and stuff for $1,000, bro. Like, made no sense, and like it's just I would go that route and risk the power supply being bad or something like that versus buying a pre-built and knowing you're wasting $200 or $300 just because it's the pre-built. Fuck that, dude. Like, look at how good his PC is compared to him getting like a 1660 with a i5 10 series. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool, you got an updated processor, but give it a month, pal. Like, you're literally gonna hate like this little like machine that you just spent so much money on. Like,
Right.
yeah, see, we didn't even talk about Rust right there. That like this is the real, like, me and Ryan are big nerds, so like we could talk about this stuff all day. But so what's your guys' opinions on how we've experienced the past 2 days on Rust?
Go ahead.
Yeah, Adrian, first
Pretty
PC
good.
game to play. Let's go.
Pretty good. I enjoy it. It's fun. My mic currently doesn't work for the PC, so I got to get a new one on that front. So I can't really enjoy the proximity chat.
Yeah, Ryan might be able to help. Thank God.
But yeah. So I mean, I'm enjoying it. It's fun.
No, we
It's
gotta
kinda
cut it
like
off. We gotta cut it off, bro. Let Ryan help you. I could see that he's confused. Like, let him help you real quick.
No, it's fine. Go ahead and talk.
All right.
Go ahead and- I'll talk to you guys after. Don't worry.
Okay. All right. Cool.
All right. Anyway, But yeah, I enjoy it. It's kind of the best way I could describe it to anybody that doesn't know what it is. It's kind of like a open world. It's an open world game. It's a survival game. It's like Minecraft without like the animated version. It's like the real life version of Minecraft to me. It's kind of how I anticipate it or interpret it. Sorry.
Consider it like Ark.
Never
Yes.
played it, so I wouldn't know.
Yes. I would consider it like Ark, yes. It's like a mashup between the two. Go ahead, though.
But yeah, it's a fun game. I recommend it. Especially if you're playing with friends. But yeah, dude, my hand hurts like a bitch. I'm not gonna front.
He hasn't played keyboard and stuff.
Yeah, like, I got a fucking controller in my hands at all times. Now I'm trying to use a keyboard. My shit hurts.
Boy was a thumber. Yeah. What about you though, Seth?
See, I've had the game since June, and like I got on it one time. I didn't understand what to do, so I was just like, yeah, I'm deleting this shit. Like it's gone, bro. Like I watched so many videos. I'm like, damn, like these cats got guns and rockets and shit. Like it's hard. I'm dying every 10 minutes because I don't got no food.
Yeah.
But then we get on it, bro. Listen, first memory, bro. I run over to this dude, Blue Angel. First server. I'm like, hey, bro, I'm friendly. Like, can you give me some food? Because I keep dying. And, like, I'm just trying to meet my friend. He's over there. I like, first game on. He's like, yeah, here you go. Drops me a bunch of food. I run back, give him some food. Or as soon as Adrian pulls up, Braden and I are fucking talking to this dude. And he's like, yeah, we're waiting for his friend. This is our first game. Braden gets out of proximity chat and goes, let's just fucking start beating the shit out this dude, bro. So we take our rocks. Adrian comes up, and I'm like, fuck it. Boom. Braden, boom. Adrian, boom. We kill him. I take all his scuba gear. I take his wetsuit, tank, flippers, goggles, everything.
Crossbow.
And we dip.
Well, it actually came back to haunt us a little bit because when he was laying on the ground, he said, I'll remember that. And then he died. And then we took off. And then Braden found him again.
Yeah, I'll talk about that briefly because it was crazy. Like I love proximity chat, so I live for like those type of like moments in games, and I didn't expect it to be like as fun as it was. But so this dude Blue Angel, we killed him by his base, and that's why we knew to book it because he was just gonna spawn, grab some of his better loot because through our conversations we knew like they were some badasses on the server, but they were cool people. Point being, yeah, like I don't know. I saw Adrian behind him, like he knew Adrian wasn't there, and so I just thought I was like, bro, this dude's gonna pull up and just with a rock right to the back of the temple. So yeah, we jumped and we booked it, but like probably like 2 hours, maybe 3 hours after this happened. Like this is like way after the fact. We're in the middle of the map, you know, so like we were like a little bit away from them. Definitely like probably like 10 minutes in a run, you would think. I end up finding them by the river, bro. Like they two people pulled up on me. They have hazmat suits and they got guns. And so, what did you say?
I said, damn, they didn't even have their scuba gear near the river.
They didn't have their scuba gear. And so, bro, so like long story short, like they like are aiming their guns at me and shit. I was like, guys, like I'm gonna be honest, I can get you your scuba gear. Like all I want is to be able to kill my friend. So they gave me a gun. They gave me one bullet, right? And he was like, all right, lead us to your shit. You know what I mean? Like all we want is our scuba gear, bro. And he was pissed. He's yelling about him like wasting an hour of his life running back, finding his loot and trying to find us, and all for nothing because he didn't find his fucking scuba gear. And stuff, and I was like, I'll bring you to it. So Seth's like, no, fuck that. That's my scuba gear. So he takes it, and they're at the base. You know what I mean? They're not with me, and so they start running away with the scuba gear. My dumbass says where our base is. So that, bro, I'll never forget it. Like he said, this was like that was our first memory. This is like my second, bro. Like. They both got guns. They just gave me one with one bullet, and as soon as I say like K6 or wherever we were living, I was like, our base is at K6. They're there right now with their scuba gear. The one Blue Angel, the one that we killed, turns and starts booking it, bro, just instantly to K6. They're not talking in voice chat, and I was like, wait a minute, I gave you the wrong number. his teammates like, oh no, don't worry, he'll go check out K6 for you. He's like, it's all good. We're gonna find that scuba gear type stuff. And I was like, what? Long story short, bro, they get closer to us. And bro, I ask him for something in his inventory, so he's AFK. I aim the gun at him and shoot him in the head. The teammate, he eats the fucking shot, bro. He just ate it, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And he just shoots me, bro, and I'm dead. And so I fucking died. They were close, bro. Like I saw Seth in the fucking background, but they didn't have a gun or anything, and so it went out south. But
machete and just start slashing.
dude,
But-
it was
Oh
so
my God.
funny, bro. Like, and that's just like one of the predicaments we got into. That's not even the server, Ryan, that we're even playing on. The server that we're playing on, we've met a couple people.
Swamp Gang.
Swamp
House
people.
Gang.
Yeah, like we've met people that are actually really cool, and we could talk about them too. But like, I just don't want to go super in depth, I guess, with it, because we would be here for 4 hours.
We're already here for 4 hours.
True.
We're
But-
stuck here.
But it's like, bro, I'm trying to tell you though, like you would really enjoy it. The crafting, the research into finding other things and stuff. Very, very like interesting and fun. And yeah, like he said, it's like Minecraft but in like a realistic thing. Multiple bases, like Ark, how like there's like bases and all that type of stuff. Just surrounded around the map depending on what server you play on, high population or just like noob friendly, or there's certain rules for certain things, and then there's modded servers that we haven't gotten into yet. We're on a server basically that's like the good one to start out on. It's a normal one, except the bases don't have decay, so like you don't have to waste resources on your base. Like when you build it, it's in wood, whatever, then it stays in wood, but you upgrade it to stone, it won't decay, which is really nice, you know what I mean? So then you can just make a stone base and it won't fall apart, basically. So there's a ton of bases around this map, and the map's only been like 8 days old because of the wipe. But yeah, bro, it's very fun. I definitely recommend it. It's a 10 out of 10 for me right now. I'm loving it. Like we're learning so many new things. We haven't done a lot at the same time, like. But yeah, shout out Farmer Guy. Fucking shout out Swamp Fam. God, they shot me today. But I ate it. I ate that shot though. And they've helped us so much. We also took out some people. My boy Seth, we almost died. Like we almost got put into a situation, and I told Seth to pop somebody in the forehead like my hitman, and he just gunned him down, and he was like naked basically. He had nothing on him except for like I thought a crossbow, but he didn't have his gun outside. Like, it's usually on your back. And so after we killed him, we were looting him, and he found an MP5 on his body. We almost got jumped. Like I'm thinking about it, like he would have just pulled it out and killed both of us. I had 2 guns on me, bro. Like fuck. But yeah, no, it's really fun. I did want to ask you though. So like, what games have you been playing? Because I noticed you're on the Among Us hype right now, even though you've never played with us. I asked you months ago to play that game with us, but Lord forbid it's fun now, I guess.
Alright, so I've been playing a good bit of Among Us. I've gotten down to the point where I could catch the imposters if they're not like actually intentive on not being caught. I can catch them within 2 rounds. I'll know they are, but then I'll have to convince them, and that'll take extra rounds.
Yeah.
But a big game I've been playing. I mean, I'm already at over 100 hours, and I'm not even 65% of the way through the game.
Yeah.
And that's Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Ooh.
I've been grinding through that game trying to 100% it.
That's a beautiful game, man. Like I've been trying to find a new game, and I got Rust because he got his PC and they want to play open world games. But I'm telling you, the game that I was gonna buy for myself was that Assassin's Creed. I looked at so many reviews for it.
Yes, I personally love it. The last game I've been playing a lot of, I got back into it. Some of the people from the other Discord I'm in have been playing it. Actually, 5 other people in my Discord have been playing it, so we have 2 trios.
Nice.
Is Apex. I've been playing a decent amount of Apex.
Yeah, cool. Shout out Tree, Apex King on console. It's console. So.
There's even another game I play. No. Oh, a lot of Madden. A lot of Madden 21 I've been playing.
Nice.
I just taught myself a brand new offense. Like there's like 38 different audibles and hot route changes.
You playing it on PC?
No, I got it on Xbox because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to play it with a
Yeah.
Where's Adrian? With a friend, because my friend's the
We
one
might
that
hear
has it.
Ralph, Seth.
No, he's gone.
No.
Oh.
No.
But yeah, that's what I've been
Oh boy.
playing with is Madden 21, and
Dude, I might
just
have a
playing a
3060
lot of stuff.
tonight.
Nah, yeah. No, it's an inside joke because just some stuff. I'll tell you after. But but he'll be back momentarily.
So Ryan, I have a question for you.
I got it.
Do you like open world games?
Oh yeah, I enjoy them a lot. I played a lot of Ark and stuff.
So
Mm-hmm.
we were talking about getting Sea of Thieves because I've really been wanting to play that. I know Braden has a little bit of interest in it. Adrian has a little bit of interest. So if we did get that, would you play it?
Yeah, what's up, Crop? I want to play some fucking games with you.
I would play it. Now I'm a very busy person due to my position in work and stuff. But I can play on the evening times, but I know you guys stream during the day because that's when I pop in when I'm at work. I'll pull up my phone and I'll just play your guys' stream while I work.
Yeah.
Listen to you guys. But I am always down to play.
Yeah, I'm not buying Sea of Thieves. I bought Rust.
He's not getting Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, I bought Rust. That was my decision. So.
But
yeah, but I think we what did you say?
I said I'm always down to play something.
Yeah, I suggest Rust. You should look into it a little bit more to see like if you would really enjoy it. I know I would love you on our team though for this type of game. It would help a lot, and because I remember watching your Ark stuff, and Ark's really similar to this. So yeah. That's it's fun. We have a big plan for after this too. With what we're doing, we're officially gonna close in everything because our base is very, very solid. You can't break into it necessarily, but hypothetically, Ryan, if you wanted to be a dick and all three of us were inside locked in at the same time and we didn't know you were there and you're waiting for us, right? Like you could like open the door and just die, and now there's an open door to your old base, basically, you know? We don't have any backup, basically. So instead of making an airlock, like how a lot of people do, in theory we'll have an airlock because we're going to make like a first layer of fencing before you can get into our place. You know what I mean? Fencing our farming so people can't steal our shit. You know what I mean? Because apparently that already happened. But man, we've made so much progress. I'm so proud of you guys, man. We've been turning up. You guys have done so much too in the sense of like doing stuff. I've been at the crib like a mother, just creating our third level and like curating things. But these people down in the gutter just pulling up on people. Oh man, it's lovely.
Now I will warn you guys because some people in the other Discord that I'm in do play Rust. And there will be a time where you guys get door camped for your own base.
Yes.
Be prepared for that because it's wildly irritating.
Yeah. That's ultimately what this game is about, and we got a plan for that. Ryan, me and Seth have already talked about this situation, and believe me, we got this. We got this handled. Ryan.
The one person I talked to said that there was a guy camping their door for literally 4 hours.
Yep. Yeah, and that's what I literally just told you. Like that can happen. So you gotta base up. You gotta have multiple layers, like a couple of our homies, you know. But yeah, we'll leave it there.
Farmer, that guy got 4 layers.
Farmer's a beast, bro. I wouldn't fuck with him. But he's like by himself basically. So point being, yeah. So our last topic that we got at hand is it will take a little bit of time probably. But yes.
It says
little bit, you know what I mean, probably like football or whatever. But so a big chapter in my life was a thing called trampoline dodgeball. You know, we had a like quick rundown. We had a trampoline park made out in a city near us. I wish I did like research on this because it actually would have been neat, but it was made like, do you know the year offhand, Ryan? Like it probably was like my freshman year.
I think it was
so I was going to say it was made my sophomore year.
14, 15?
14,
something like that, I think.
I think 14.
I want to say 14.
I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah, look it up. Yeah, I think it's 14. If it's not 14, it's for sure 15. I'm thinking it's 14 though. But point being, yeah, this trampoline dodgeball park, or it's just a trampoline park. There's multiple points to it. None of that shit matters though. It was just the trampoline park that wasn't Sky Zone. That's the one that everybody knows about. And this
BUDC.
yeah, this place brought so much joy. You could imagine being a freshman in high school if you're in America. It's ninth grade. Like in after school, if there's nothing to do in the little shitty state of Ohio that you're in, you go to a trampoline park that you could do crazy amount of stuff at, and they had these little areas for dodgeball that were specifically designed for the sport of dodgeball. And I've met so many people through my life, through it, that literally are like a brother bond with, and Ryan's literally one of them. Like, I know me and him could not talk for 5-10 years or something, and like pick up the phone, and it would be like literally like we saw each other like the night before. You know what I mean? So it's like
We were right. It's 14.
14. Cool, and yeah, and so um, man, I really don't know where to start, but basically
Why don't you start with you and your beginning before you started before I even met you? So I would start
yeah.
with your
Yeah, I don't know. So I remember specifically when it first was a thing. I didn't have shit going on. I was in marching band my whole high school, and basically after, like, if I wasn't doing that, and I wasn't on the game, like on Call of Duty or whatever, I was at dodgeball. Like, that was the only place I would go with my homie Crow. Shout out Crow. Everybody, man, legend shit. But literally, like, we would just go 24/7. And we met so many people through it, like Ralph, number one supporter in the stream,
Shout out
like
Barry.
Barry. Shout out Barry. Cannot leave Barry out at all. Man, I don't like doing shout outs because then you miss people, you know what I mean? Like, there are so many people that mattered through that journey, you know what I mean, that do it still or don't do it. But I gotta give the shout out to Kyle Sander and Matt Levine as well. Like, literally cream of the crop. And only reason I'm giving Kyle the shout out is because homie's a legend on Fort. Me and him play Fort still to this day. But man, there's so many people. There's so many people to really shout out if we did that. So I'm not doing that. But yeah, you're talking about the journey. Yeah, basically I met Ralph and Barry really early. We would just go there for fun and stuff, and me and Barry had a connection with other activities that we like to do on our free time, so our friendship really grew, and that trampoline park became my second home. Like, it was my form of activity. It was the way I got like stress out. Lord, man, like when you came into the picture too, we were rocking like 11-hour days, like
Yeah.
like unhealthy amount of sweating to the point you
3 times
couldn't
a week.
anymore. Yeah, like multiple times a week. Like, it was we like to the point, but it was crazy because we didn't think anything of it. Would you agree? You know what I mean? It was strictly like really fun. Like, it was what we chose to do with our time. It was at the end of the day, it was better than playing video games. You know what I mean? So it's like let's just go. Let's get a great sweat in, be with everybody, and then like go out to eat after. You know what I mean? It was a fantastic time era. And and then we started getting into like, oh wow, like we're actually not bad at what we're doing. Like, we've put way too many hours into this to like not think about, like, okay, we drive 50 minutes and we could go to a tournament and actually win money. You know what I mean? Like, it kind of was crazy because it's like you're on trampolines, you got these little rubber dodgeballs, and it's like, I don't know, like just it didn't really, like, I don't know, it was a cool thought at first, let's just go to Sky Zone, let's play this tournament that a bunch of people come out for, like, specifically for this, and literally like mop each other, like bruises, blood, like it was aggressive, you know what I mean? The shit talk, the fights after in parking lots. We
Oh.
we've had everything. We've had everything, bro. We've met LeBron
Bronny James.
Bronny
LeBron
James
James.
through this shit, bro. Like, oh man, like I can't express how much I reminisce in that time. That's my favorite era of my life so far. just because of like it just everything all together. Like there's just so much stuff to it. I wish I didn't smoke at that time era too, like because I feel like I could have like lived in it more.
You tried quitting so many times during it.
Yeah, it was hard, but that happens. But still, like I don't know, like I don't know where to really go from here. I'm gonna let you talk about your experience too, on the up on like the come up for it.
All right, well, let's talk about it this way. It's how I met you guys. I
Yeah.
literally one day, one random Friday night, said to my three friends, "Let's go to Extreme Air." It's only the second time I've ever been at this trampoline park ever, and we're playing dodgeball. And I mean, I have my personality. Braden has his personality. And Barry has his personality.
Yeah.
Well, all of our personalities is we're gonna mess with the other people a lot with words, and we're
Yeah.
going to just get them so mad at you that it's just funny.
We
Well, I
are
was doing-
Jujus.
Yeah, I was doing it to you. You were doing it to me. Barry was doing it to you and me. It was just
Yeah.
everything in that way. But then how I became part of the group was Zach friending me on Xbox Live. That's when I really got a connection with you guys because he started inviting me more and
Oh
more.
man, yeah. See, I didn't shout out Bradley Linton, man. Like, sorry for last name like that, but man, like, literally has helped me through so much. Like, oh man, that dude is such a good person. Like, it's ridiculous. Like,
So like the first time I met you guys was then. Well, the first time I met Ralph, he just got back from Florida vacation. We were going, he never met me before. We were on my way to my first ever Sky Zone dodgeball tournament in Westlake, Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, geez.
And Ralph, after that tournament, said, "Don't ever bring him back ever again." It's literally
damn,
what-
bro.
But I kept coming, and I got better, and we were able to figure that out. But that was like the first reaction of the group, the normal group, was just
I-
why is he trashed? Like that was what it was.
Can I interject real quick?
Go ahead.
Okay, so me and Ralph had a little shaky start. All right, Adrian and Braden, you probably remember this a little bit more than Ryan. I don't know if Ryan was there. Do you remember when Ralph made me and Justin 1v1 to see who gets unblocked?
Yes.
Yes,
Snap.
yes,
Yep.
yes, yes.
And then I beat Justin. He goes, I don't like you anymore. Still unblocks Justin. I'm like, damn.
Yep. I remember, bro.
Damn.
I remember. Oh man, dude, I'm gonna try my very best because I'm very like a memory based person. So like I don't want to get emotional because like I said, this is my favorite era and stuff. And like just you talking about like Westlake and Highland Heights, like all of those trips and like just like I don't know, it was so much more than dodgeball. Like it was literally like the main people, you know what I mean? That like at least for me, like it was my whole friend group. Like it was just like we did the same thing. We did the same thing all the time. If we won, fucking dope. If we didn't, who cares? We're still gonna go out to eat. We're gonna have the time of our lives just doing that alone. You know what I mean? So it's like there was just so many things on top of each other, and it's like I don't know, dude. Like when COVID's up and stuff, like I definitely want to go there again and stuff, and like not on the level obviously that we used to, but it's like just for the exercise and stuff, and like just being able to just I don't know, just be in that environment again. It would just be so cool because I don't want to talk about ground dodgeball too much. It's just like to me like I was also a lot lighter then. Like I just like trampolines brought so much to the sport. And I just like I love that sport, and when like we would spend hours on watching film and like actually learning how everything works, and that's that type of dodgeball that like switching to ground dodgeball with catches means so much more and stuff. It's cool. It's like I still loved it, but like I don't know, like I literally fractured my tailbone in my first tournament, you know what I mean, for that shit because I was dumb and like I caught the ball. I swear to God on everything. I caught the ball, no pinch. It was the small ones. I just caught it, but I thought I was on a tramp or some shit, bro. I landed right on my tailbone, bro. And I was like, this ain't for me, bro. I'm not dealing with this. It's too much on your knees and Yeah, couldn't do it, but the
That was
trampoline
my biggest-
aspect was fantastic though.
I mean, you can go if you remember, Braden, after we figured everything out. Bye, Adrian. After we figured everything out, and we kind of at the last second made the team that we use. I mean, we had our solid four, which was you, Barry, myself, and Ralph. With person that didn't.
So are you talking about the thing?
Yeah, I'm starting about our
Well, so we should back it up for the tournament that we won. That we won the right to go to Las Vegas.
Well, that's what I'm starting at. I'm starting at our group.
Oh, okay, all right. So this is the team. So like, yeah, because I just want to preface it because like that was a very like cool moment. This was our first year that us got to go to a Sky Zone tournament that was more than one of like their weekly cash things, and we got the chance. The winner of this tournament goes to Las Vegas for a worldwide like tournament. Their ultimate dodgeball championship basically, and yeah, go ahead.
So us four were the serious four, with a person that never showed up or said he would show up, didn't show up, to the point where we just said no.
Throw some names.
I ain't throwing names.
Fuck.
He already got his heart broken on Sunday night. He don't need another one. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Nope.
It's Tyler.
Tyler Gaskill?
Yes, the uncommitted. He would not show up.
Man, we would have done well in Las Vegas if we brought him.
So we had to get, if you remember, Foose, Covey, Foose and his two friends.
Yeah.
Covey and the other one that kept making
Very
you
good
sick.
players. Yeah.
Except the one that made you sit. We're not gonna talk about that one though. So we brought that squad. Wasn't our best squad, but was a good squad.
Yeah.
And
it was a team. We had like people for breaks and stuff. Yeah.
But it was literally that same day we went to that tournament was the same day I had my graduation party from high school.
Yeah.
Where people were telling me, "Oh, why would you even waste your time with that? It's not like you're gonna win."
Yeah.
So when we won that, and I got to send the picture of the trophy and the big sign with us there.
Yeah.
It was something where it was like people were like, "Holy shit, what the hell is this?"
Yeah.
And that was a moment. And then everything fell apart, if you remember.
Oh, everything fell like the shit.
People just could the group that we played with more.
Which I mean, it made sense. We had a lot of old people, like older people on our team. They got shit going on. They got work. You know what I mean? Because like Ralph literally couldn't leave. He would have got fired. You know what I mean? So it's like it.
And you know what? Now he would change everything. He'd say, "Screw that place," especially after what they did to him. He would have never.
Yeah.
He would have made his decision to go to Vegas immediately, and we all.
Yeah, he did as soon as we got back. You know, but there's nothing like, you know what I mean. You can't take that away at all. I mean, you got priorities and shit that you have to do. You know what I mean? And like, I barely was able to go. Thank God for Tina. Thank God for Tina. I didn't have shit going on, so it was like, man, like because like to miss that, like, oh my God, I'm already like I was like in a big ass depression when I got back from that. I couldn't imagine if I missed out. Like I don't think I'll ever forget when we were at like the pool and stuff, and they had the cornhole. You know what I mean? We would just chill, bro. We were like, this is like our life. Like we flew out for trampoline dodgeball, and like our team was kind of sus. Like from to piggyback on what Ryan was saying too. Like our team crumbled because of jobs and scheduling and all this type of stuff, which I mean, it's gonna happen. It's a shame of how much it really did affect the team. We knew that it was going to be very, very hard for us to get a team that was prepared enough to actually play to the liking that us wanted to play at, you know? And part of that was because we had another team from around here that made it, you know, with Bradley, with Jeremy. Shout out Jeremy. I know you guys, you know, have a little bit of differences, but shout out Jeremy, man. We used to play Fortnite all the time too. Legend. Literally one of the best piss rockets, even though you were a cheater.
That fucking pinch.
Oh man, that pinch was crazy, but it was the best. Like, it was literally so good. He would rail your shit, no homo. Like,
He would welt us.
Oh, it was bad. You know what I mean? You got humbled quick out there. Like you could not like just like sleep. You know what I mean? You're gonna get literally ruined. But yeah, so we didn't have a team, and like the people that we would have teamed up with, that we would have felt confident with, already qualified at a different sky zone. So we were really fucked in a way, you know. So and I don't care if people watch it, get butthurt, whatever, because everybody knew what it was at the end of the day. Like we had people that wanted to go to Las Vegas. We had people that wanted to play the sport, like actually like pop off in the tournament. You know what I mean? And stuff just got like meshed, but we all knew it was going to happen. You know what I mean? So, you know, I I know, and I still remember the feeling that me and you had, and the frustration of those couple like the days of playing. It was like, with Barry,
I mean,
just
we almost broke up in the tournament. I mean, we were fighting with each other.
it was a shame. Like it was a shame, but
Much.
yeah, there's so much passion. I mean, like you can imagine, Adrian, like with COD champs. You know what I mean? Like imagine like your team, like I would compare with Optic. You know what I mean? But it's like with how much heads on that team that care so much about what they're doing, and it's like you fucking lose 3 or 4 games in a row, and you just look at each other and you're like, we got no shot. Like we have to win out now. Like what the fuck just happened? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, yeah, I'm the same with like football, and I mean, you know that even back to, like, when we played each other when we were younger.
Yeah, but it was like it was the world fucking championship, and we had no room to really make that many mistakes so quickly. It was such a shame, but we brought we started playing well against like good teams, like Australia and stuff. Like we actually did pretty well.
We played a really good series against.
Yeah, and in our own right, and with what we were able to bring and stuff, and it's whatever. God, I would love, like, if we had Ralph, if we had like 2 other people that were dedicated to the shit, you know what I mean? If Brad was on our team, for instance, too, you know what I mean? Like, he was slept on for his team, you know what I mean? And people could say whatever the fuck they want about Brad. He was one of the best players that we were playing with. Like, I would love to have Brad on my team, like, if we were doing, like, a little fucking cherry pick of, like, names and stuff. 100%. He was so good. And the size, I mean, actually helps you in that type of game. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Yeah, you can.
I'll tell you what. It was. I'll never forget. This is what made it like real for me. Like it was when it made like put the biggest smile on my face. We got to Vegas. We got in the taxi to go to our hotel. And as we're driving down the strip, what do we see but on the big screen on the middle building, welcome UDC players to Las Vegas. That's when it like gave me the biggest smile, like the most like butterflies of like, this is real. Like we did this. Like
yeah. It was such an accomplishment, man. That was so cool. Like we were fucking railing people through that tournament, in that Cleveland tournament, but it got real towards the end. You know what I mean? When we faced that one team that was just not as stacked as us, but they had just as many people. You know what I mean? They were undefeated as well. Yeah, we were both like undefeated, or maybe we lost once to them or something. But it was really close. Like they were the team to beat, and we were the team to beat. And so much shit happened. Remember, we lost the backpack and that, like the keys of our fucking car that we drove with in Barry's car, like literally were stolen. Like from what we thought, like the bag was completely lost, and so we knew we were stuck there, and we were in the middle of this tournament. Like all of our phones are gone, our keys. It was ridiculous. It was so stressful, and we had to like go to security cameras and do all that while we're waiting for games. You know what I mean? Just imagine that stress. Like it was ridiculous during the tournament to qualify for Las Vegas. It was crazy.
Yep.
What was your favorite? It's hard, but like, what's your favorite part of Las Vegas, of that trip?
You know what? It's hard to pick, but the thing that like entertained me the most is what you're asking.
Yeah, there's so many ways you could take that answer. So
if we're talking about the thing that gave me the most entertainment, that obviously wasn't dodgeball, was when we got to see those America's Got Talent contestants on the streets doing all that dances and flips. I think that was the most interesting thing and fun for me to watch. But like
Yeah.
I said,
We had
playing
Pokemon
catch,
Go too. We were
yeah,
playing
that
Pokemon
was when
Go.
it was big too.
Yeah.
That was when it was. My favorite thing might have been. I mean, when we were in the pool playing catch.
Yep.
All of us, like Brad's team and our team, we were all
The
we were all together.
Canadians. Shout out the Canadians.
Canadians.
Yep.
That was yeah. That was a fun one, but I'll never forget. Zach and I went to Ruby Tuesdays 5 different times that
Yeah.
trip, because if we sat and we asked for a specific booth, because if we sat in that booth,
Yes.
we could
All
go
of the.
gym and a Pokestop while eating our food.
Yes, I remember, and you guys were so happy about it too. Like I think I only went there once, during the trip for that, but I got mine, man. I can't believe you didn't bring it up, but I know you'll be like, damn, that's probably mine too.
This is probably the heartbreaking that I was about to say. Go ahead.
No, it ain't. My favorite moment of the whole trip, hands down, was when
I know what you're gonna say.
yeah, when all of us were ding dong ditching everybody in our hotel, bro. Like we had
Nasty.
teams. We had like 3 or 4 teams
Keeping the
of
elevators
people just
open.
like smashing on doors, bro, sprinting to the elevator. I remember maids came out once, so we took the emergency steps to go to a different floor and stuff. Like,
We were keeping doors open and hitting the elevator doors so they would stay open for the
oh,
people that
bro,
are hitting
just
the door.
hysterically laughing, bro, like tears, bro. Like we didn't give a fuck. It was in our hotel. Like nobody cared, you know. It was like Matt. It was just all of us. You know what I mean? Like. That was my favorite moment, like that I could like remember and just be like, oh, because I still got a recording of it, and just like, oh my god, we were so like scared and just happy, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it was dope.
I'm gonna give this little story, and as much as I want it to die, it's never gonna die.
Let's
So
hear
I
it.
might as well say it myself and embrace it myself.
Let's
This
go.
is the heartbreaking. I'm gonna say the heartbreaking part first. On that Friday night, when I looked up the message, and it was us versus Brad's team, the 2 hometown teams playing each other in the elimination round of the tournament.
Yeah,
Then what I did in that game,
yeah.
when we went up for that middle ball, and I went and Brad pump faked me, and I went to duck, and since I was moving so damn fast, when I ducked and dropped low, I bounced, and my whole momentum flipped me over that middle line. Got me out, messed everything up. I never lived that down, because anytime I did something good, Ralph would always just go, "Yeah, well, remember when you
I
flipped over the
know,
middle?"
bro.
I mean, it happens. It happened. It sucks that it happened. And it's funny that it
Bro,
happened.
I forgot. I remember all of our conversations. There's not one dinner after that we've been to any trip that if Brian and Ralph were still there, there's no such thing as good job Ryan anymore. There isn't. Like
Time out. There was never a good job, Ryan, before that moment. It was just never.
Dude, I gave you respect, man. I never slept on you. Me and you would literally just go at it so much, bro.
Our 1v1s were fun.
The only thing like with me and you, like, cause like we talk shit so much, is like, but we used it to like, it's similar with me and Ralph too. Like, I think literally all of us in this call had a rough start with meeting Ralph. It's part of his like fucking persona,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
who Ralph
hates
is.
you until you prove that he should like you.
But to
That's
be
Ralph's
honest though, like that
personality.
is like one of the dopest people like to meet. You know what I mean? Like he has a hard wall to breach. You know what I mean? But it's like as soon as you get on that side, bro, it's like you got somebody that will literally fucking die for you. Like, you know what I mean? Like fucking shout out Ralph. Like Ralph is my most heartbreaking moment of Las Vegas in my opinion. Like I think not having Ralph there, like I don't know, bro. Like that. Like the Hooters trip. Could you imagine Ralph being at the Hooters trip, bro? Oh, I would kill to have that back, bro. You know what I mean? It's like, and it would be cool, right? Like we could talk about hypothetically like making a trip out to Vegas. We would enjoy it a fucking shit ton. You know what I mean? We'd have a great time. We'd be able to bet. Yeah, I agree, man. It will not ever be the same. Like the only way would be like if we qualified for a Las Vegas UDC again, you know what I mean? Not Chicago, like the full trip, like oh, it was crazy. And for me, it was also my first time in Las Vegas. I'm pretty sure with you too, right? Like the walking and how sore we really were, but didn't give a fuck because it was the only time like in our foreseeable future that we would be there, being able to walk in and see the Caesar's Palace, you know what I mean? And bro, everything, like it was.
Remember the one building we walked into? It looked like you were outside. The
it was
ceiling
it was like a mall.
Yeah, the ceiling
the
was painted
mall.
with a sky. The walls were
Yeah.
like tree. It was
Yeah,
insane.
yeah. I wish we could really explain it the best way that it would be. It was like if you could imagine, Adrian, it was like a Chinatown. Like everything was just perfectly painted, and like it looked like you were outside. Like you said, like it was actually phenomenal.
Then you
Yeah.
have the move of UDC. That year they moved it to Chicago, and dwindled the amount of qualifying.
The fall of UDC too, with the changing of the mats and everything, and numbers, streaming numbers and stuff, and I don't know. It was such a shame. The last thing on Vegas though, which is probably another thing we should shout out, because everything is on YouTube. When Barry did his unfortunate shit, you know what I mean, and put the light on our team as we're bottom feeding like cheaters, you know what I mean? Like we're those guys, like we're the team that the refs have to pay attention to everything. Like
game.
Man, like it still does hurt my feelings. You can remember like we're just all like, bro, like come on, like.
Well, that's what got me screwed when we played Doom. I didn't get hit, but it was after that Brick Squad game, and there was no convincing them that I didn't get hit. When I was in the air and it went underneath me, they were like, "No,
I remember."
But it didn't change direction. The ball kept going right back.
Yeah, that was a shame, but because like we like speaking for me and you, I'm sure with Barry too, it's just because of how much passion he had. It was just like
what? Sometimes you think it hit the ground first and it bounced up. It just happens like that sometimes.
Yeah, they come in so quick and stuff.
It's an honest mistake sometimes.
Definitely hard to tell.
Sometimes it'll bounce right before your feet and people won't see it, and then it'll hit you in the knee or something, and they'll be like, "Oh, you're out." And it's just not. It's not what it is.
Yeah. What do you guys have a favorite moment in our dodgeball little journeys? I'll ask Seth first.
Yeah, I do definitely.
I already know exactly what he's about to say. 2AT. I know exactly what's about to come out of his mouth.
Shout out Ralph. When me and Ralph, it came down to me and Ralph when we were on front pads, and I ate it. I ate it right to the face and caught it.
And I remember that.
He just stared at me. He just stared at me like, "How did you catch that?" Like that was definitely my favorite moment. My life defining moment.
He was like, in my life, that was my favorite moment in my life.
Yeah, bro.
Let's go, bro.
That was like when me and Ralph were like shaky. So
yeah, like it was a statement, and you showed respect right there, or like he gained it. Yeah, no, that's dope. What about you, Adrian?
I don't necessarily have like a favorite like full on moment, I guess. Just being able to go, hang out with you guys, meet you guys, get to know you better. I feel like we've made a lot. Like you said, you've made a lot of friends. Like I feel like that's the only reason I know Ryan. Is through dodgeball. It's a great workout. You don't want to go to the gym, just go fucking play trampoline dodgeball. I promise you'll lose fucking weight.
Crazy.
I have one more to share it after him.
Go ahead.
But if I had to real quick, if I had to pick one, I'd probably say the little tournament that they held.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, when it was, yeah.
Yeah, that was mine. That was my.
Yeah, that was a fun time. And then you fucking took Justin over me, you fucking bitch.
And you know what? I regret taking Justin. I wanted to take Angelo now that I think about it. If you want to get into that, I made the wrong decision on either of you. But I had to make the decision when I did.
Angelo's a beast. He just sometimes the way he played.
If it makes you feel better, the only reason Justin played is because Kyle was nice enough to sub him in.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember him saying that. He's like, he wasn't gonna get it anytime, bro. At least we let him. Shit. But yo, I'm gonna be honest, and like I said, like I told you, Seth, a couple things. I'm not gonna leak it because like it's hard. Like if anybody that's watching this is like watching this on YouTube, like this is so like raw. Like we don't really like write a specific like super specific list of exactly what we're gonna do. None of this is staged. You know what I mean? Like
it just
flows. Like, we're just flowing. You know what I mean? So, but since we're live, we do have to like be wary. You know what I mean? So. This is a podcast you're going to have a little bit of, like, hiccups with because it's live. But I'm not gonna say names, but that's what I'm saying. Like I told Seth I was gonna say names. I ain't gonna do that. But I'm gonna be honest. A lot of people have like, I don't know how to like say this as much as I want. You know what I mean? But a lot of people have taken advantage of you. You know what I mean? Throughout this journey that we have went on, you know what I mean? And I could have been one of those people, you know what I mean? Because it's just like I've done that to people and stuff, and it's like to me like I literally just treat our friendship so just like really with like Adrian and Seth, like you're really like we don't talk all the time, but bro, like I fucks with you, you know what I mean? And I know you know that, so it's like
Well, I'm honest. That's the thing. You're not gonna get a fake
you
thing
don't
out
get that from people. Like you don't get that from people all the time. And like when you see it, it just like you really do like recognize with it. And like I just like fucking sucks, bro, cuz like I can't really do anything about like the people that have like taken advantage of certain things, and it's like it's so stupid and like immature, you know what I mean? And
I mean,
with
I won't say names, but if you want to tell them what happened to me, you can.
yeah, well basically throughout the years that we have played this and went on trips and stuff, my boy Ryan, like I've been in bad situations too with my life, and he's helped me out with like food or like if we need an entry to like different types of tournaments, because like we used to go to tournaments weekly, you know what I mean? So we've done so much stuff that involved a lot of money, like a lot of money that needed to happen, and ultimately is the reason why I don't play ground dodgeball anymore. I didn't enjoy it enough to justify me investing so much money for travel and all this type of stuff. And during a time that these are a lot of younger people, I didn't even have my license. Ryan was the guy, like, and Barry, 100%, because Barry's helped me through so much too, like probably more, honestly. You know what I mean? Barry's helped me
You're
through.
doing longer. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, exactly, for a lot more years. So it's like not a lot, but you know what I mean? Yeah, big shout out to Barry and Ralph. But point being, with you, the things like people knew how nice of a person you are, and so when you would be willing to pay for damn near everything, you know what I mean?
Oh, I did.
Literally everything,
I
bro.
forked over almost $700 to get us to that qualifying tournament.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I remember this whole fiasco that went down.
yeah, you know, and it's like, you know, it wouldn't take a rocket scientist to figure out who the fuck we're talking about, you know what I mean? But it's like this jersey, you know what I mean? When I got this and when I got my other ones, like this shit meant a lot to me, for real, because like people weren't into it as much as me and you were, and we were probably into it too much, honestly. Like I don't fucking care, but it's like when somebody makes a team like Ion or like my team when I made Apex, you fucking care about it, you know what I mean? And this was a visual of some idea that me and Ryan had. You know what I mean? So it's like when all of this happened and like my boy invested so much money into it when it was just an idea. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, that shit fucks with me that like people would be about it, be on the team, rep everything just like how Ryan would, you know what I mean? But they didn't do anything for it. And there's an agreement, a verbal agreement that you know, there would be money exchanged or fucking like, bro, you spent so much money. Like, shit's crazy to me, honestly, because, you know, a lot of people do that type of grimy stuff. It's who you realize who's real or not, too. It's a big thing in the world, you know what I mean? Like, um, but I don't know. I think it's a shame, bro. I think it's for sure a shame.
I can tell the story. You guys know exactly who this is. And I don't care if they hear this and know it's about them. I'm not gonna say who it is.
Yeah.
But their mom gave them the money to give me, and instead he bought weed with it and told her that he paid me. And
Yeah.
you pretty much said something out loud, and she was like, "Didn't I give you money to pay him?"
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Yeah, I did." And I mean, I wasn't gonna push it. I mean, I'm technically, if I want to be honest, I'm still down $210.
I know. Yep.
But I've given up on like getting that.
This is from like 2017 probably, right?
Out there.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, fuck it. I mean, we don't have a huge list of people that watch our stuff weekly, but it's like if you are listening to this and you're one of the people that we are talking about, like life's good, you know what I mean? People don't like we are not haters, you know what I mean? I could speak for Ryan in this, that my boy don't hate you, you know what I mean? It's just like really put yourself in the position that that none of this is a thing, and we decide to drive. He decides to drive to these like long destinations, paying for gas, paying for everything, supplying us with jerseys on top of equipment, like the GoPro situations and stuff. Like, come on, like he's done so much for multiple people, not even just our team, but it's like to take advantage of that and be in those like people. I guarantee the people we're talking about literally like love those memories, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like a regretful thing that like, oh, we shouldn't have like, you know what I mean? Literally phenomenal experiences and stuff, and it's like that was given to them because of you. You know what I mean? Like, literally, like, basically only because of you. And I don't know, dude. That shit's fucked up. It's like, come on, just give him some bread. It's not even that much. Like, honestly, it's not even that much. And like, so you could, if you wanted to be like a narcissistic, if that's the right word, person, like you could think like it could be petty or whatever, but it's not. It's like the principle of anything. Like, you know what I mean? Of being like a real moral person. Like, you can't give your word about something like that, and that shit just falls through like that. Like,
I mean,
not right.
the one tab for one person, because I paid for this stuff, I paid for that stuff, I brought him to a tournament that no one else would go with me to. He didn't have the money, I paid his entry fee. His tab's like $120. Just
Yeah.
him alone. And I'm
Yeah.
like, and if you ever, like, if I ever, in the past, if I ever tried to bring it up, I would just be left on open.
Yep. I remember
was
through
like-
all of that time, dude, and like, you know, fuck, dude. It's like me and Ryan relate a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like being that aggressive person, being the fucking bully that's like, bro, like, where's the money? Like, all that type of stuff. And Ryan's good. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna try to gas him up, but like, he's not worried about your $120, your fucking like $70 or whatever. But it's like, it's just crazy. Like, it's actually just like wild how somebody could no, like they're fine, you know what I mean? Like, they're not gonna get fucking fucking fucked up, you know what I mean? Like a broken jaw or some shit over some petty ass money, because it doesn't, like, the money isn't the principle, you know what I mean? Like, it's not the point.
Even though Ralph almost did it for me.
Yeah, I
There
mean,
was a few
it's
times Ralph was like, "I'll go get him."
yeah, I remember. Yeah, but it's just like, I don't know, man. Like, there's no reason to do that type of shit. You know what I mean? That was a lot of money. I remember, like, I remember when you did everything. It's like, fuck, dude. Like,
Jerseys were $500 alone.
yeah, you know. And
But the quality.
shout out Shadow Fam. Like I said, like, that was my favorite time during my life, the short life that I've lived so far. But fuck, I mean, is there anything else? I'm trying to think. There's got to be some cool ass things. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really have nothing.
I feel like that's a good way to basically end it. I mean, like, because that shit, I wanted to bring up. I honestly wanted to bring that up because that shit's crazy. We would go to Extreme Air with the same fucking people and have those stupid remarks, just like, got you in a week, bro. That type of stuff. And it's just like, well, fuck, I know I'm gonna see you in a week, so of course, like, okay, you know what I mean? And this keeps going on for months and months. It's like, what the fuck? And then the worst thing that happened was UDC got canceled. You know, they pursued their little fucking Ninja Warrior course dream, and so they cut UDC and all of the expenses for that. So then we started dwindling on dodgeball, and if we aren't going to dodgeball, they're not gonna go to dodgeball. You know what I mean? So it's like, now you stop seeing them. No reason to pay you when I'm seeing you, so why would I pay you when I'm not? Type shit. This is the mentality of that. And I don't know. Like I said, I've done that to people, but it's not people that I would treat literally like, you know what I mean? Like, you would be able to come over my house at any time. You know what I mean? Like, eat my dinner. Like but that's the way that I felt about like you, or like just the situation in general. So like, got mine. Like, fuck.
Yep.
Too many
yeah, pretty
people
much.
though.
Moral of the story: get paid first.
Yeah, definitely.
Get the money first, and then order everything. But I had to make the moves I made to
You
make
had,
it
yeah,
possible.
yeah. If we were gonna
Either
team
pay
up,
for it
yeah,
and go, or don't pay for it and miss out on your opportunity. At honestly was the last year of UDC.
Yeah.
It was the last year. Once
Yeah.
we didn't qualify, I mean, it was tragic. We drove 6 hours to go try to qualify.
yeah, close as fuck
But-
too. By Impact, right?
Yeah, and it was down. I mean, to the one man. Like, I mean, we had him down. I
Yeah,
mean,
and it sucks being that bitch, being a like cherry picking certain moments, but like we got played, we got hard played that whole tournament. And I'll stand by that.
I mean,
Uh,
I made him check the
remember
rule
you
book.
remember Levine's issue on that other court. You remember, bro? I remember clear as day, bro. And we are like, bro, we have video footage. Like, we can show you that you are an idiot. We didn't say that to him, but like, this dude was a big bald or whatever, dude. He hated his life. He hated his life.
I made him check the rule book so many times, and you guys know, I knew the rule book.
Yeah.
I didn't have to look at the rule book to know what the rule was, which was the whole. At that point, what were they doing? Stepping on the orange or something like that.
Yeah, something
weird, something stupid that like you clearly knew, and it was just he did not like it at all.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It was a shame that was a tournament that really got stolen from us, and that was like our last one, really. Like, I don't know, it was heartbreaking.
It just sucks that it was so far away and to have that happen.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, that's why we literally had Matt on our team. You know what I mean? Like, we knew we were gonna fucking sauce up.
Well, I picked up Matt. I picked up Jeremy.
Yeah, like it worked too. Like, our team was nice. You know what I mean?
Well,
like, we were playing well. I'm telling you, if we didn't get played on that championship round, we were popping off.
Do you remember the plan Matt and I came up with, Matt, Jeremy, and I, against Impact?
No.
To the point where we had, great player, by far one of the best in the nation, Jeff Giovinco running from corner to corner pregame, because we would line up Matt right across from Jeff. Yep. And anytime Jeff went to move, Matt would laser his shins, and he would be out immediately. Yeah. And so by game 3, Matt would be on the right side, and Jeff would take off left, and Matt would take off left, and they would just be chasing each other back and forth across the map before the game started. Because it was our goal was, if Jeff can't move, Jeff can't beat us, and if Jeff can't beat us, their team can't beat us.
Yeah, shout out Jeff too. He's teammates now with Matt. Fantastic players too. Ridiculous. So much IQ, you know what I mean? Just like being able to not even just VOD review, but like actually like see what's going on and being able to reflect and like go like into like next games like with all of that knowledge in hand, like because Matt taught you a lot, I would say too, in the sense of watching VODs of like different teams, because you can learn game plans of teams, and if you knew like what you're doing with that, it was scary. But like a lot of people that we were playing with wasn't like, and rightfully so, a lot of people didn't care. They just didn't care as much as we did, you know. But it's like, you know, like a lot of the people on our team like really did though at the same time. So it's like, I don't know. That shit was my favorite part. I love knowing there's gonna be footage after, and like we could like learn from our mistakes. It was fucking dope.
I'll tell you what, I got to see it was our qualifying at Cannonsburg, PA, our first qualifier, Braden, that year.
Yeah.
I got to see a throw
when somebody was being a baby, right? You remember? And he was just like, I don't want to play.
He stopped playing. Yes, he went up to the bleach. He went up to the balcony, but
sit up with my mom.
Left somebody there too. I had to take him home.
Yep.
I had to take the person home.
Yep.
But they it was against Hazard. It was against our friends. And for some reason our team, except like you and I, froze when they had to play them. Like, I don't know if it's because they know how good they are and they just got nervous.
Yeah.
But they always seem to freeze. Well, it was a 1v4 situation with me. And I knew I could play it out right now for you. Yeah. I had Matt and I pump faking at each other while I'm going up for another ball, which is already horrifying.
Yeah.
And then I had other people pushing up, but I knew I had, I can't remember his name, whatever, from Indiana. Jake from Indiana.
Oh yeah.
Left and staring Matt down, almost underhand sidearmed, and nailed Jake in the shin without him realizing what was ever being thrown at him. Yeah. And then I got back because I never actually because they didn't realize what happened. It happened so fast. And even Matt had to text me because he sent me the clip. He's like, dude, we were talking. He's like, this is like the best throw of the tournament. He's like, you didn't even realize that I was gonna throw it to the left like I did.
Yeah.
Because if you remember the last 2 years of my career, I really focused and learned how to cross court and no look throw.
Oh yeah, that like literally like there was a point that like every time that we would practice and stuff, like you could like everybody that like knew like what they were focusing on or whatever, like I don't know how to explain that, but like all of the people that really played dodgeball knew that was like what you were trying to get good at, you know what I mean? Like that, and that's what like was your best thing too, you know what I mean? Like it literally like it opened up my eyes. Like I remember just watching like certain things, and when like I remember I got really good at baiting with you too, because literally we would play so fucking much together that it was like that's the way that you would play, and you countered how I played so good, so then I had to start changing the way that I've had to fucking play because you were above like what video games would say is the meta, you know what I mean? Like you need that cross player, you know what I mean? Like it's a given, like it's needed, and you literally mastered it. I would argue before anybody in our group, if you exclude like Matt and them, like our extreme air group, like you and probably like Barry maybe like were like the crossers. You know what I mean? So but yeah, I would give it to you though, honestly, especially after all of the practice and stuff. Like you were so underrated through a lot of it.
If you guys remember when we used to pick teams, for some reason I was always like the third to last pick.
Yeah.
And I never understood why. But I would never understand why. But it would always put me somehow with the people I played with the best.
Yeah.
Like the people that like I never connected with on the court would never pick me for something. Like even though I was okay and decent. I mean, I'm not gonna say I was great, but I was good.
Mm.
And they wouldn't pick me, and then I'd go off and 1v3 clutch, catch 4 balls in a round, and just like it was nothing.
Yeah.
And it was just how I played. But yeah, that's
some good times. I'm gonna be real. That was some
I remember
good times.
when you guys finally learned about just how I threw my crosses. There wasn't a time when I had a ball that you guys didn't make sure someone was lined up against me when they were pushing a different player. Because if you guys didn't have somebody focused on me and you were gonna push at my teammate, one of you was going down, if not both of you, with my throw, because of the ricochet bounce.
But yeah, I didn't like playing against you. I didn't like.
Do you remember when I brought I believe Adrian was on my team. I brought to Toledo. You were playing with Hazard at the time. That was the tournament you won with Hazard. Did you watch?
Adrian did go to that one, or was it Justin?
Was it you, Adrian?
You took Justin.
No. That was no. This was Toledo. The one.
I've never been to a tournament outside of Extreme Air.
Okay.
Yeah, you took.
I went to Sky Zones with you guys, but it was never like in tournament.
Okay, well he didn't play, so it's fine. No, except for Kyle. Kyle let him play again. It's fine. But when we played Metahumans, they had a really hard thrower, and they kept trying to pick on like our left side, and I was the right side. I always got a ball. Like my team always fed me the ball when they were trying to push. Every time this hard thrower went to throw, as he wound up, I whipped the ball. And I kept making him reset, and my team would toss me another ball. And every time he went to wind up, I whipped the ball. It got to the point where he backed up because he was like, I can't fucking throw this ball. I can't throw it because if I even try, I'm going to get hit.
Yeah.
And it was frustrating him. It was frustrating the whole Metahumans because they're like, there's physically nothing we can do. Because if he were to go to my side, first off, you guys know how I am. It's super hard to hit me. It was just super hard to hit me.
No, it was easy.
Yeah, is that why every time we 1v1'd I caught your ass every time to end it?
Dude, my fucking my fucking bait got so like copy and paste that it was just like fuck.
Well, not just that, it was your pump fakes. I knew your pump fakes.
That's what I just said.
I knew you said bait. But I knew your pump fakes to the point where I knew if I instead of jumping high, if you pump faked and I hopped up and then fell back, you would just put it right like here and I would just catch it.
I was just trying to focus so much on power. I kept throwing out my arm.
But if you remember,
that was my biggest thing.
That used to be Kevin's issue against me, is he would try to throw through me, and I would jump sideways in the air and just pinch it in my arm and pocket it.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Shout out Kevin.
You're like, yeah, I'm about to fucking blast you. You run up and you're like, oh, my arm. As soon as you let go, bro, it's just like, damn.
That was the Vegas problem with me. Do you not remember that? My elbow My
Yeah.
elbow was
Well, the balls
destroyed.
were like bigger, and like so, like every time you threw it, it was just like not going. There was
I
nothing
had
behind
to
it.
I had to get a compression sleeve, or
Yep.
my arm was gonna. I felt like I was gonna tear my arm, like it was just gonna be destroyed.
Yeah, that shit was brutal on the body. Like looking back on it, like God,
Do
we
you
just
remember
lived there.
taking that? Remember taking those 2 months off after Vegas and then going back, and we could like crawl out of the
Yeah.
trampolines because we couldn't run or move anymore.
Shit was unreal, man. Good times though, and I'm glad we talked about a fair amount, honestly, about Vegas, about dodgeball in general.
Before we wrap up, I did want to say I know that nobody else in this call can do it, or probably anybody watching for that matter. Ryan has a specialty that he likes to do. You know, he's pretty good at it.
Does he have what you're talking about on hand?
He might. I don't know.
Well, what he is talking about, to take it from Adrian, he is a professional Rubik's Cube solver, right?
Yeah.
Just how I play on the Kadama, you know what I mean? My boy on the fucking Rubik's Cube, if not cooler. I think that shit's cooler. So it's like, fucking, do you have one on hand? Like,
Got one right here.
oh shit! All right, well let's see some shit.
Yeah,
What
that's,
you got?
Literally just done.
Oh
Like,
my
it's
god!
fine. You can literally just move it around and it don't matter.
So it gotta be like there's like a mathematical like equation to it or something, right?
Algorithms.
Algorithms.
So a set of moves.
Okay, well,
So like if you see, for example, here let me get it to a like it. Okay, so if you see this, so you see orange and blue, green and red, orange, blue and green. So with this, there's a specific move set when you see this pattern that will help you solve. That'll solve the cube.
yeah.
So like I can do that real fast, and it's solved.
Now, how long did it get you to be able to pick up a Rubik's Cube, look at it? It doesn't matter on what algorithm it is to like the point.
Well, there's a bunch of different algorithms that you can learn that you kind of need to learn to do it.
Yeah.
So you got to learn like that way. And there's 3 different ways to solve a Rubik's Cube. There's 3 different methods.
Yeah. I heard it's also easier to get into Rubik's cubing, if that's the right term.
It's memorization.
It's easier to do it if you start on a 2x2. Is that true?
I've never heard
3x3, whatever it would be.
The 3x3 is this. That's the normal Rubik's.
Okay, so then yeah, 2x2 is what I was.
I would never heard that. I
Okay.
know I solve a 2x2 by using like kind of the same moves that I would use to solve a 3x3.
Would you say it's easier to grasp that idea though, more than the 3x3?
Probably there's probably less potential moves you have to learn.
Probably would confuse you more though to go up to a 3x3 and be like, whoa, there's a lot more that's going on here.
Right. It's easier to move down than to move up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but there's that. I say it took me to be confident. I mean, I wasn't fast, but to be able to solve one from start to finish, no matter how long it took me about a week. Like constantly, like I get home from work. All right, let me mess with this Rubik's Cube for hours.
Yeah.
And after that, it took me about 2 weeks after learning it to get it down to 3 minutes to solve it fully, on average. And then after that, I learned an entirely new method. And I mean, if you remember, I haven't messed around with it that much recently, so I'm a little slow. But if you remember, at one point, I was solving that thing in 42 seconds.
Yep.
Flat.
Yeah, trying to get like the under the minutes when we were out to eat.
Applebee's.
I have a story about going to a Denny's. I was messing with that Rubik's Cube, and the waitress was like, "If you can solve that thing, I'll buy your dinner." I'm like, "Oh, well, I'm getting a free dinner today."
Hey, let's go! Shout out Danya.
He said, "Here you go. Shake it up. I'll do it in a minute. Watch."
What's your most expensive nut?
Yeah.
But then there was the time, actually, the year that I went and met you guys, Brad's team,
Yeah.
to qualify at Westlake, and they did not let me play for you guys, and they let the other 2 that they brought play. That screwed you guys up a lot.
Yeah.
Because I was better, but that's a different story. But if you remember, I won a bet for the one person.
Which was the 2? Who were the 2?
It was the people Dame brought. 2 of the people Dame brought.
Oh, all right, I'm with you. Yeah.
But yeah, Dame's girlfriend at the time, baby mama or whatever it was, bet this other person diapers that I could solve it in under 3 minutes, and I'm like, yeah, all right.
Uh, you could
I'm
do
like, I
like
can win somebody, I was like, win somebody diapers.
like 42 flat at that time. He's like, "Oh, do you want me to do it one-handed or?"
He said I could put a blindfold on or something.
I mean, not even that. The guy was like, because I gave him a smirk when he made that bet, and he was like, ah, shit. He's like, I'm mixing it up, like thinking that it would matter
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, so it doesn't to the point that you are at right now, because like, to me, I feel like if somebody was to scramble it and shit and like make it into a different algorithm, that would stress my head out.
Nope,
I feel like
it all combos back into itself. It's
yeah,
no problem.
got you.
I have one more thing
Oh dear God.
before we can wrap up after this if you want. I'm just curious. We talked about it on the last episode with Jake. We all gave our opinions. I kind of want yours. I know you're a Browns fan. Browns going to the Super Bowl. If not, who you got?
Okay, so I'll give you my whole spiel. All right. First off, Green Bay in the Super Bowl. That's that. Now, this is the thing when it comes to the AFC. If there was one team I say could beat the Chiefs in the AFC, it's going to be the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
I still think the Chiefs go to the Super Bowl, and I think they win the Super Bowl. I think they go back to back. I just don't think you can suppress a team with that much offensive talent.
With that mentality, you don't think the Browns are going to beat them?
No, I think the Chiefs are the Super Bowl champions.
Man, that's
Now,
so
would
unfortunate.
I love to see my team win the Super Bowl or even beat the Chiefs?
So
Yeah.
how does that shit change after the Browns? Like, because I don't even think about it like that. You can think about it after they lose, but
Well,
it's like
I'm-
they win,
I'm
who do you
thinking
think is
about
going to win now?
You ask me analytics. I'm gonna take away. I'm really good at separating analytics from the team I like.
I get it, but the
So
Bills
that's
will
what I
beat the
do.
Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, my pick was I think it's going to be the Packers and the Bills. I think the Bills go and take it the whole way.
Right, like
That's
I
fine.
said, if there
Chiefs
was a
don't beat the
team-
Browns and the Bills. Not gonna happen.
Well, I mean,
Think so.
Nah.
kinda.
I don't think so. Josh Allen's on a rampage, and so is Baker Mayfield.
I think
But
I think the Browns can easily win.
Both of their defenses are very suspect, and you all know that.
Yes.
I agree.
The point is, can they outscore that Kansas City offense?
I
think
think
so.
if they come and the Chiefs make a couple mistakes, anything can happen.
It's all about capitalization. So
Yeah.
they fuck
I
up.
feel it.
you-
So you think it's the Chiefs and the Packers?
Yes.
Chiefs taking it.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what I think. Because I just think there's just the
Makes
Chiefs have too
sense. I
much.
mean, yeah, it's
The Chiefs
very
have
valid.
Too much for a defense to stop.
I think the Chiefs can easily make it to the Super Bowl.
I mean,
I just don't.
hell,
I don't
the
know.
Chiefs.
I think the Bills will.
The Chiefs could have easily been 15-1 this year, but they sat their starters in Week 17.
So all right, so even with your whole spiel about Baker in primetime, you still think, yeah?
I just think that our defense isn't good enough to stop the Chiefs' offense.
Very valid. I mean, because you're looking into it more than we are.
I'm not saying the Browns can't score the ball and make it close, but I just don't think we can stop the Chiefs.
Yeah, but if you guys can stop the Chiefs, I think you guys do win the game.
Well, like I said, we're 11-0 if we win or tie the turnover battle.
Yep. Yeah, like 5-0 last week. So I mean, shit. Let's go.
I'm gonna say 4-0. We didn't get that first turnover. They gave us that first turnover.
Gabe, shit. All right, y'all.
Alfie said, "Go get it."
For real, dude. That was fucked. But I am gonna go toss this thing to Seth.
All right, everybody. Shout out Ryan. Thank you for coming.
Hey, thank you for having me
giving us-
on this. This was a lot of
Yes.
fun.
Yes, I appreciate you coming on as well.
Hope to make another episode with you in the future, maybe after the Super Bowl, or maybe after the Super Bowl. So see if your pick was right.
Hey, listen, if you want to have me on for 10 minutes to talk about if the Browns beat the Chiefs this week, I'll jump on for 5 minutes and leave after. I don't care.
All right.
Yeah, let's
I'll
go.
talk about the Browns.
Thanks for that money too, Seth. Good looks.
Yeah. But all right, everybody, thank you for coming out. Thanks for coming out and helping us run our rep.
Later. See ya.
Take it easy.